Hey, everybody, welcome. This is Kev, and this is Black Man Being Brutally Honest. This is a channel formerly known as Black Men Being Brutally Honest, because, I realized that the people or person running this channel is a singularity. So, I represent me, although this is a place for Black men to come to. And I wouldn't exactly say it's a safe space, but it's a space that's held down by a black man. So black men are welcome, especially in the days of the outrage economy. And let me explain that real quick. The outrage economy is basically keeping people upset with certain controversial topics just to keep the engagement up. And we try not to do this here. Let me explain something real quick. In fact, there's a new theme, and on my channel, if you check my profile picture, my cover photo, and I'm going to explain that real quick. But let me give a couple shout outs here. We got the first two, Marcus Romero Productions. What's good? Good to see you, my brother. And RPM. What's going on? These are some longtime subs of mine. Thank you. And also, shout out to the Replay Gang. Of course, the Replay Gang is people who can't be here live, but when they see this broadcast has happened, they take the time to watch and give me that view and listen to what I have to say. And shout out to those people like Black Pearl, Hybrid Catastrophic Impact, X83rd Power, who is sometimes here at the live, but when he can't make it, he definitely catch the replay. So, all right. Also, let me see if I can share this screen real quick, while I'm, before we get started. Believe, I believe that this one's going to be a bit, I wouldn't say ugly. I would have to say I'm a bit disappointed kind of disappointed in our forefathers, so to speak, because it disappointed me so much that I have to do a reaction because principle wise, it just did. I can't. I don't have any kind of tolerance for it. And, as a smaller content creator, who might have the potential to be a bigger content creator one day, then, when I decide to finally become consistent, then, maybe we'll have some bigger, better, the conversations are good here. I'm not going to undermine myself. It's just that, with a shadow ban and all that, which, I gave myself a pretty triggering title on YouTube, which does that anyway. But let me go back to the outrage economy. The outrage economy basically is something like, okay, say for instance, CNN puts out a report that says that there's this website online where men visit and they watch a video of a man drugging and raping his wife. Then it somehow got to social media and translated as 62 million men visited a grape academy online. Then you got all these videos coming out. Oh my God, 62 million men. Oh, that's so alarming. It gets so bad on social media to the point where CNN has to do a retraction saying that, hey, that's not what we were saying. That's a lie. But, the social media platforms, instead of, flagging for misinformation like they always claim they do, they run with it and let all these people spread all of this misinformation, So, it's a thing that is keeping the genders divided. as if, we haven't been doing enough to keep ourselves divided anyway. So there's an outrage economy that attracts the attention of a lot of people. It's engagement. You got a bunch of people that's going to agree with it, even though a lot of it's non-factual and crazy. Then you're going to have a bunch of people who are upset with it that is going to try to make comments on the post, just to try to make response videos to, because, you're upset, you're showing your outrage, because, somebody, is saying something that is so salacious and fucking stupid that you feel the need to correct it. But that's a double-edged sword. Although somebody may see your comment and see that there's a difference in opinion and a point of view, there's no point in going up against an echo chamber. I don't care. I spent days in school where it was 1 on 10, 1 on 15, and I didn't back down. But, I don't have a video of such, gallant action, so I can't really prove that to y'all. But it used to happen. Yeah, I was like the kid that always told the truth, literally. I remember when I was in elementary school, I had talked to an old, I was talking to a classmate when I was an adult about elementary school, and we were reflecting, and I was like, yeah, man, I gotta admit that back then I was a real jerk. And he said, no, man, them kids can handle what you were saying. And he was like, that's the absolute truth. So this brutal honesty thing, this brutally honest thing is not a gimmick. It is actually who I am. And, I'm so fucking proud of it. It's ridiculous, but I don't do it to harm feelings. I do it for this reason. Let me load this slideshow in real quick. Should have had everything done, but I had to have a nap for this one. I'm getting older. The big 5-0 is in September. So, you're going to have these little old trolls and these little old, I don't know what they call themselves. They were like, oh, niggas, you should be taking your Geritol. And then, my response ain't going to be the nicest of responses. I'm like, at least I made it, bitch. That's just me, though. That's just me. It's like a reflex. It's like breathing. So let me do this real quick. Because, see, I have adopted a way, and I pretty much always been like this, but I just never had a name for it. But and no one else has to do this. No one else has to do this. Is this a slideshow? I thought I think I did. Hold on. Let me see if I have the right slideshow. Okay, yeah, I do. Here we go. Let me put this up here. Okay. Let me make that view a little bit better. There we go. All right. Since we're in an outrage economy that pushes, the algorithm for some people, but shadow bans others, because, if you are a man and you tell the truth on platforms such as YouTube and then the other 4 or 5, which is, I don't even recommend those anymore, because you're not going to get very far, because that outrage economy is in favor of misandry and simping. I'm talking about Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. Threads is horrible. And X. If you've been on Threads and you go in Black Threads, it's a mess of misandrous, it's a mess of simps, and it's a mess of Democratic shields. Yeah, so it's a shame that it's almost as if you got to be against people on a constant basis that are supposedly on your side. So, yes, I go by this saying, cold calculating logic. Yeah. Cold calculating logic deals in facts and evidence and data and statistics. I know how we feel about statistics. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. If I ever gave a fuck at any point, all of that is gone. A fact is a fact. Cry about it. I'm not here to sugarcoat things. You can't sugarcoat things for people who constantly spread lies and misinformation just to, fuck you over, to try to destroy your image as a man, especially as a black man, so we got 2 more in the chat. J3 again, what's good? Says salute Kev. O'Shea Sunday Rumble was legendary, but it is symbolic. It is symbolic of I don't want to say failure, but I will say obsolescence, And I mean, like, if you guys watch any of the guys that I'm about to refer to when I do this reaction, then, it's no intent to turn you against anyone. It's no intent. You are free and clear to have your opinion about whoever, but so am I. And we got Carl Toy One in the building. What's good, man? Salute Kevin Check. Salute to you as well. Yeah. So why would a guy damn near 50 do an AI pick? And it's not like I'm going to say everybody else does it, but I do what the fuck I want to do. And plus I thought it was cool. I was a fan of Transformers when I was a child. Shockwave is someone who does Shockwave, the character that's in the middle of the screen, is a fictional character that operates on cold calculating logic. He doesn't care about feelings. He doesn't even have a face. He has a red light for a face. So, you can't focus on whatever emotion he's displaying or whatever. He doesn't display emotion, logic, facts, data, and statistics. That's what this is about over here, because we don't do misinformation. We're not going to, sometimes we're going to talk about our feelings, but what matters in the world of facts? Why do feelings matter in the world of facts? I mean, I do believe that you have to put emotion and personality behind certain things because it displays passion. So that's logical. But what isn't logical is, feelings and everything, emotion, operating off emotion. And this is what kind of like what we're going to talk about tonight. So, all right. So, okay. So let's get started before we get into this reaction. What is pro-black? All right. So since Google is everybody's friend, I just did a little screenshot, of what I found. At its core, pro-black is a philosophy, political stance, and cultural movement centered on the advancement, uplift, and celebration of black people and black culture. It focuses on affirming the humanity, rights, and systemic equity of black individuals globally, particularly in response to historical and ongoing anti-black racism. Okay. So let me add that. Let me add a few things to that. Pro-black should be economic. Pro-black should be highly in favor of the black family. Pro-black, yeah, I said economic, the dollar circulating in our community. Once we make $1, we got to keep it in our community, but it never does. As soon as we get $1, it flies right out of the community, but at the core of the issue is just being proud of who you are and your skin color. And you can base it on history, or you can base it on personal self-awareness. I understand that I am black, and it has not been questioned by anybody more so than, and I do this with heavy quote fingers, my own people. I'm not one of these dudes that, I'm not one of these dudes that always try to hold a mirror. I'm gonna hold a mirror up in front of everybody. But I'm not this black person that's just all, black people are problematic. What's wrong with black people? That's the last kind of channel I want it to be. But also, we got to visit our issues. Being pro-black is about, correction. If we are having problems within our own community, it does not matter what other communities think. We have to handle our own shit so we can, move forward. And in a lot of instances, we stay stuck, which is, a lot of what this reaction is about tonight. So, okay. So, is okay, by this definition, and people can feel free to answer in the chat. People can feel free to answer in the comments in the replay game. For all the people who claim to be pro-black these days on social media, on various platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, X, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, are they exactly displaying pro-black? No, they're not. Because, see, pro-black is on display. If you really observe, if you really observe, what these people consider pro-black, it is a kind of a radicalized version of black feminism. And black feminism is a contradictive concept because feminism is a Eurocentric concept, meaning that it is feminism ultimately is to the benefit of the dominant class. All right. The second facet of pro-blackness as is displayed by social media influencers and creators. Let me just play some music for you, see, so y'all can see where I'm going with this. Oh, black. It's the notion that just because you are a foundational black American man, that when you find love, it has to be with a foundational black American woman or a black woman, period. See, pro-blackness, I don't believe that they really care about foundational. I just think they look for people with melanated skin. Me on the other hand, I don't really consider myself pro-black, in that sense. I consider pro-black is like, if it's furthering our people, is pro-black. If it's a hindrance, like, just the outrage economy, that's not pro-black. That's actually, misandry disguised as feminism. Man, feminism is not for black folks. So, okay, we got some new people in the chat. And, I'm going to get to it, y'all. Mortician the storyteller. Okay. Mordecus the storyteller. Mordecus the storyteller. I'm sorry. What's good? I'm glad you're back, KFC. I've been back for quite a few broadcasts in the past weeks. But, Oh, yeah. I got to remind y'all, for real, though. Check out my Mortal Kombat 2 review. Because I was really busy in the days preparing that review. I couldn't get it out as quick as everybody else. I went and saw Mortal Kombat 2 on opening day, and it was mid. But, I'm not going to talk about it here. Go and watch that review. It's in my video section. I worked hard on that one. For real. I mean, damn, it's not something that I'm niche for video, movie reviews, but I think I'm pretty good, and I'm going to stick to, putting out more pop culture stuff. I'm going to probably do something on The Boys, but yeah, so we got Phil Brad. What's good, man? What's good? Said facts, economic facts, Kev. Yes, one thing I do notice about pro-black channels and I've said this in the past about other kinds of channels, is that you know if you go on one of these pro-black channels as a guest or anything like that, you are going into an echo chamber. So if you don't completely agree with their definition of black, then you are immediately canceled in their eyes. And most of the time, being pro-black is worshiping the woman, and not even a good woman, not even like a really feminine woman or anything. But all right, it's been 23 minutes. I need to get to this reaction. So this particular show is called the Obsolete Model. And the obsolete model that I'm talking about, and some people may not agree, is the Negro Manosphere. The Negro Manosphere had a bit of momentum back in 2015, 2016, 2017, really 2018, when I took real notice of the Negro Manosphere. When I first created a YouTube channel, I had already been watching people like O'Shea Duke Jackson. I would watch Tommy Sotomayor, Phil Scott in his early days. He was the Advice Show before he was the African Diaspora Network. And, unfortunately, I stumbled across people like Cynthia G too. When Cynthia G was in her pro-black days, when she wasn't talking that shit like that. I mean, Cynthia G was actually tolerable. I mean, can y'all believe that? Okay, so yeah, I was watching back in those days, and O'Shea Duke Jackson, he created his Negro Manosphere. And he ran a show, which was mentioned earlier by J3 again, was the Sunday Rumble. I tuned into some Sunday Rumble sometimes. And it was pretty interesting content. It was pretty interesting content. People flipping out and just arguing with each other. And they just used to rage at each other, and people. It made for quote unquote great TV. But I mean, there was a lot of crazy statements being thrown around on those rumbles. And eventually the rumble had to end. The rumble had to end because O'Shea Duke Jackson wanted to switch up his content. He wanted to deal with stuff that made him money, and he kind of distanced himself from the space that many claim, and I've claimed in the past also, that he was a forefather of the Black Manosphere. Now that I think about it, I'm starting to believe that this Negro Manosphere was a Highlander move. It was a way to, centralize the space around him and whatever his ideologies was. And, but what made me really think about this was, how he used to beef with Angry Man. And was this some type of underlying beef? Because Angry Man's terminology took over the space and, his didn't. It's called the, Black Manosphere. That's what it eventually, everything became. It was more so a term that was coined by Angry Man. So, there was probably a little tension there. So, just so anybody that doesn't have an education, not an education, I'm sorry, I said that fucked up. But the understanding, although by other historians of the space that would claim that this isn't true, that the three forefathers of the space known as the Black Manosphere are Mamiya Obsidian Ali, the Angry Man, and O'Shea Duke Jackson. The only one that really just kind of reps the space right now out of those three is Obsidian, of course, in his Black Manosphere Conclave, which many have criticized, but from what I see is a productive venture. I mean, you can argue all you want about that because there have been plenty of haters with that shit too. It's like if something is productive for black men, if you're always complaining about, how black men are carrying themselves in this black manosphere and all this other stuff, the second we produce, you can't fucking hate on it. It's ass backwards. It does not make any sense. If it's helping black men, which is the complaint. Oh, it's not helping black men. It's lead black men down a dark road. And then their favorite word, the incels. Yeah, it makes you feel real manly saying that word, don't you? I hate that fucking word. Although there may be some incels that exist, it's been used so out of context, and then like from its inception, it's always been used out of context. It's just something that you throw at somebody as an insult. Dudes that's fucking, dudes that's married and fucking, y'all. Anybody that disagree with y'all is the incels. Shut the fuck up. Shoot. Yeah. And my belief is there were a bunch of content creators that wanted to distance themselves from that because, they didn't care about agency for black men. They just cared about what other folks thought. And, to me, that's a definite sign of weakness. When you can't stand 10 toes down on your own shit, when you can't do that, then, what reason is there for people with, I'm not just saying people with cold calculating logic, but anybody. When you can't stand on the kind of shit you say, especially if you start something, is there room to really respect you for your lack of consistency, for putting your tail between your legs and running at the first sign of trouble? And to me, that's what many of these guys who call themselves the Negro Manosphere did. As soon as hit pieces started getting wrote, as soon as the smear campaign started, they tucked their tails between their legs and they ran. Which is about some shit I'm never going to do. Because, like I said, I don't respect that. The average person is going to be like, oh, man, who gives a fuck what you respect, man? Shoosh. Believe you me, I don't give a fuck either. I mean, it's like the level of disappointment in hearing how some black men talk. And yes, I was quite disappointed in the guys that were on this particular panel that I am about to react to. And I'm going to react to the first hour, and I might react to another part in it. So for anybody who has seen this reaction, if they got a particular time, seen the live stream that O'Shea Duke Jackson did, along with LAR Movement and Street Media TV. If anybody wants to go to a particular timestamp, and no, I'm not sugarcoating any of this, and I'm not trying to hide because I tagged each one of those content creators. So if any of them decide to watch what I'm about to say, let me let you know something real quick for any of those three content creators, with LAR being the most humble. I do not care about a channel size. I am not doing this to chase clout. I'm doing this because I am sick and tired of motherfuckers like y'all trying to strip the agency from black men. Trying to tell black men what to do. Trying to finger wag. Trying to be these elder statesman types. You don't have any right. The last person that came over here and tried to be an elder statesman, he turned out to be kind of a sensitive pud. Sensitive pud. You know who I'm talking about. The precious one. I don't do that elder statesman shit anymore. But and I never really did it. I was just welcoming of different personalities, and people did not understand that. And I know I'm saying the word fuck a lot, but I didn't give a fuck if people didn't understand or not. Hey, I thought I was doing the right thing. Might have been a bit of hubris, but yeah, let me pull this up. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm going to show y'all exactly why this is an obsolete model. Because it doesn't work. Because it barely makes people give a fuck. It makes people look at you, and people can see through the gaslighting. All right. I got it pulled up now. Shoot, let me do this real quick. All right, so what about Kevin Samuels? Kevin Samuels is dead. Kevin Samuels is dead, and he was actually trying to help. Andre 420 Reformed was good. Art Newstall, what's going on? I think Art Newstall used to appear on the Sunday Rumbles. He appeared a few times. I'm not real sure if he. I mean, he can correct me because he's here, but and Andre said if you're talking about the O'Shea Live with LAR, shit just sound like dick policing once again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cue the music. All right. Okay, so let me share the screen real quick. It's time to react. And if people get mad, people get mad. It is what it is. O'Shea to me is the type that gets pissed off whenever a black man or a group of black men disagree with the bullshit that he says, especially that bullshit about Shadur Sanders. Like he made a whole live pitching a fit because somebody had a difference of opinion than him. And please, like if I pitch a fit because, and I just admonish black men because you guys have a difference opinion from me. Look, the me that sitting here right now in my little sound booth is saying, please unsubscribe if I become that shallow. If YouTube doesn't drop you. All righty. Said O'Shea got scammer for $1 million or $2 million total, according to him, in Uganda, and now he back. LOL. Yeah, he got scammed. yeah, we all get scammed at one point in our lives. I mean, it's not necessarily our fault, but we got to be more careful. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to damn near the beginning. This particular show is called Why Black Men Like Jamie Foxx Talk Black But Sleep White. And before I start this reaction, let me say what a massive fucking contradiction that is. Because, we live in a world where we require the black man to be with the black woman. Yes, the foundational black American man has to be with the black woman in order to speak on black issues. But a large majority of our people do this. Whenever a white person says anything slightly pro-black, like, oh man, what they did to George Floyd was bad. What he did was bad. Okay. Then you got a bunch of people all over the social media that, participates in the outrage economy. The first thing they'll say about that white person is, oh, he gets it. Oh, she gets it. Oh, my God. People like Michael Rappaport at times. Alexis Ohanian, the husband of Serena Williams, Doug Emhoff. Any of those guys say anything slightly pro-black. Chelsea Handler. Slightly. And all of a sudden, they're giving a goddamn black card. He gets it. She gets it. Oh, but the black man that's married to the white woman can't say anything pro-black. You see what bullshit that is? You see that? So now let's get to it. All right. So now let me make sure y'all can hear this. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So I'll try not to, let me speed it up a little bit. I'll try not to take too long, but react to an hour worth of content that can stretch out to an hour and a half. So Please be patient with me. I mean, as you guys always are. And let me increase this speed a little bit. All right, let's get this party started.
All right, look, let's get into it, fam. I'm drinking because they don't. Some of these people don't know how I really get down for real. But what's that? What you got? Okay, so they don't really know, brother. We're gonna break it down. Let's talk about this whole
how
thing.
He gets down for real. Let's see. Because I mean, like, he pretty much sold the space out for celebrity junk. But you know, I said this myself in the past on my Manosphere, Manosphere Dead video, whatever. I said that some dudes did take precautions and they did a certain type of content which was best for their brand. And if they can't handle doing content like this, hey, oh well, I don't care. You know, you got content creators like Dennis Sperling and the lead attorney disavow spaces like this, even though spaces like this gave them momentum. But you know, that's another discussion. You know, there's always those ingrates.
With Jamie Foxx. What's up, VBO in the morning? All of my brothers off there, man. What's going on? They crazy. They got that one dude that be on there from Mississippi. That's some brothers right there, man. Shout out to y'all. Let's talk about Jamie Foxx. Strong pro-black. He's I don't know. I don't know if you say he's a strong pro-black, but he's very Black Lives Matter-ish, DEIs Matter-ish, the white man got his foot on my neck Matter-ish kind of guy, right? And since 1994, he's been in exclusive relationships with white women.
Yeah, just kind of peep the wording here. He's already put in black men in this frame of submission. The white man got his foot on my neck, blah blah blah. You know, that's language that people use that, you know, kind of just those pull yourself up by your bootstraps people. You know, he sounds like one of them.
Forget 2013, 2019, there was Katie Holmes, right? Katie Holmes. And whenever black issues come about, like DEI or anything against like Donald Trump, he's vocal about it. But his actions and his, personal life don't match when we see him out with somebody that's white.
Okay, how does it not match? See, why do we care about like diminishing our numbers? It's like and we know the discussion. They never require this of the women, but they always require this of the men. You know, it's kind of like they're talking about this iron sharpens iron crap or whatever. You know, which is nothing but an excuse anyway. I mean, for real, there's a such thing called iron sharpens iron, but you know, this is not it.
Now remember when he got that heart attack or stroke or something like that happened in 2013. He had a medical emergency. A lot of black women some of them, were kind of like excited that he was almost gonna die because of, he didn't want to marry a black woman. But I'm gonna let you build on this, man. Can you be a person like?
Oh, okay. So why not criticize that? Why not talk about how stupid that is? Why not talk about how shitty that is? See, and then you got it in the corner. Look at the brand, Negro Manosphere. Told you, it's an obsolete model at this point.
Jamie Foxx, and have his dating preferences and talk the way he talked, and then as a black man, still feel that you can get respect from larger white society or even larger black society.
Who the fuck cares about your fucking respect? Dag nabbit, these ads. Oh boy, YouTube ads are just gone like ape shit.
Truth? Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's already been done.
Okay.
It's already been done.
Okay.
I mean, do people care? People care silently. They don't care vocally. Mm-hmm. The vocal thing is a newer thing.
That has never been the case, LAR. People have been dick policing for like 30, 40 years. Remember the movie Jungle Fever? Yeah.
There's been plenty of black men who've been black, pro-black, blackity black, triple black, who like milk. So,
okay.
It's been coming up since what? Frederick Douglass to now?
Yeah. Frederick Douglass, Sidney Poitier, Harry Belafonte.
This dude said Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was married to a black woman most of his adult life. When she died, that's when he married a white woman. Yes. And what the fuck does this matter? He led the abolitionist movement. You know, as a youth, he was whooping slave masters' asses. Some I seriously doubt these two people would have did if they were slaves back in the day. But hey, nobody knows. Let's continue. DP Mo Morning Show. I wonder that does that mean Dick Police Mo Morning Show?
Yeah. It's not a thing.
Oh boy, George Macon. Let me tell you something. When I watched these dudes back in the day, man, I didn't agree with a lot of shit George Macon said. You know, George Macon is what you call an SIMP. And, you know, that's not a personal attack. Maybe it is a little bit of a personal, you know, little assessment of the brother. But I don't mean to attack him. It's just that he's so female leaning, it's ridiculous. And it's just like, damn. For real, brother?
That's new. It could be. Can it be hypocritical? Yes. But sometimes the white box is tighter. That's what they would say.
So why is it hypocritical?
Well, you're gonna be pro-black, but it looks like you're pro-black, but you don't want your kids to be black.
That's dumb as fuck.
Now you could be pro-black.
Black men have never ever promoted. Like I've never heard a black man say, "I want a light-skinned kid." Like no, they usually come from you know who,
and be with non-black people, but you don't want your kids to be black. That's how it looks. Black-ish.
It can look all day, but it can look like that all day, but that ain't the case. It's just based off assumption and feelings, not actual tangible fact. No, I have never run into one black man, social media or real life, that said, "I want light-skinned kids. I want my girl to be white." Let me tell you what they say about white girls. Good head. That's what they say.
Yeah. So, okay. Like, I don't, like, here's the thing. Jamie ain't the only one.
So you're saying it can be done?
Yes, it can be done. Watch this.
Okay.
Since we're going to do it.
Right. Let's build it up.
People out here passport broing it up.
Right.
So what we talking?
Oh, shit. The passport bros. God damn. This has been going on, what, 3-4 years? Fucking stop. Like, people can travel if they want. I mean, I get it. You know, you got those brothers out there that'll go over there and fuck underage prostitutes or whatever, which I don't endorse on this channel. No, we do not talk about pedophilia. We do not promote, you know, pedophilia, you know, PDF stuff. You know, we don't do that.
What about?
Okay, let's go there. Okay, let's go there.
I mean, hey, you know, if she got a Hispanic last name, or Asian last name, maybe even a European last name. As long as you're using your passport, is hey man, I'm finding love and I'm tricking in other continents and I'm doing my thing.
LAR movement is usually a smart brother. This is not one of his smart moments.
So it's the same thing. You know, they was catching strays, but they are doing it. They out there tricking.
Okay.
But the issue at the end of the day is, and I'm gonna say this,
Andre, they out there Chun-Liing it up. The Interpol, the dick police.
and it's silly, but it's true. Let's be honest, man. We don't hold each other the standards, especially with sex.
Okay.
We don't. You know,
but let me.
The ladies make you mad.
Let me just say this though before you get ready on that range. But the passport bros though.
We don't hold each other to account when it comes to sex. Okay, so what is the main complaint about the Black Manosphere and how we use the rhetoric over here? You know, even though I'm kind of fringe, I'm kind of like, okay, if you say I'm Black Manosphere, I'm Black Manosphere. If you don't believe I'm Black Manosphere, that's okay too. You know, let me rewind it for a second so I can remember my point.
The issue at the end of the day is, and I'm gonna say this, and it's silly, but it's true. Let's be honest, man.
Oh yeah, I know. The issue is we're saying this because we're not getting any sex or we're not getting any pussy. But, you know, all of a sudden now there's a standard for sex. Like, niggas, stop.
And we don't hold each other the standards, especially with sex.
Okay.
We don't. You know,
but let me.
The ladies make you mad.
We actually do hold each other to a standard of sex. Why do you think people call niggas incels when they disagree? That's holding to a standard of sex. I mean, it's a very bad one, but nonetheless, there it is. All of these gender banging, gender war discussions is about sex. I mean, if you really think about it.
Let me just say this though before you get ready on that range. But the passport bros though. Oh, hey, mommy, I love you too, baby. I'm gonna marry her on accident.
Yeah. The only reason why she said she loves you is because you're saying shit that she agrees with. You know, it ain't got anything to goddamn do with how she really feels about you, brother. I just want to let you know.
Shout out to my boo. Let me ask you this. So, let's talk about the passport bros.
Shaka Nulu in the building. What's good, New?
Because the passport bros are not saying fundamentally that they are pro-black. The passport bros are pretty much saying that they are anti, in so many words, Black America first, even though they're not implying that, but that they're just done with the American system as it is, and they're opting out. So
no, they're done with the American Black woman based on behaviors and complaints that they've had about American Black women. So they're not necessarily going overseas to look for other races of women. Although if it happens, if another race of women happens upon them, it's their fucking business. It is what they want to do, as long as they don't catch some type of dick disease or doing shit that is very egregious and illegal over here. Then I mean, let the dudes travel, let them dudes see the world. The world is bigger than goddamn Poughkeepsie, Iowa. Like,
they would probably agree with the fact that they are not pro-Black. They're not. In the case of Jamie Foxx, he's largely saying that y'all trying to erase our history. He's saying Black Lives Matter. He's a spokesperson for the Black. He's playing Black identity politics.
He's playing Black identity politics. What's wrong with that? You know, like I said, y'all will take white people saying anything good about Blacks.
Whereas Passport Bros are not playing Black identity politics. Do you understand that? Or do you think
why should they?
Well, I mean, they're kind of anti-Black women, though. They playing some type of politics.
Okay, what did I just get through saying? Like the Passport Bros aren't necessarily looking for other races of women. They'll go with a Black woman, but they'll probably be from elsewhere. It's not anti-Black woman. Like, fuck out of here.
Okay, so I mean, I don't disagree with that, but what I'm saying is they're not trying to say that I'm like, we're standing up from the Black community. The Passport Bros don't have a pro-Black stance like Dr. Umar. Like, you know.
Oh, Umar, fuck him.
You know what I mean? Like
no,
Jamie
it's
Foxx.
not that extreme. No.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, Jamie Foxx really don't have a pro-Black stance. He had pro-Black moments.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, explain that.
He ain't the only one. There's a lot of people that's pro-Black on camera at certain points.
Okay.
You know, but I'm not. Let's be honest, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Clarity is needed here. If they would have described their definition of pro-Black, there would have been more clarity, but they went straight into the dick policing, which is what I explained earlier. A lot of these guys think that pro-Black is dick policing and placating to the angry bitch. You know,
people aren't pro-Black publicly consistently.
Okay.
Especially rich Black people. Especially rich Black people. They're not. They pro-Black when it's convenient. They're not pro-Black when it's inconvenient.
Okay.
So, is he pro-Black?
So what is convenient versus inconvenient?
I mean, but is he the only one that's not? That no.
Okay.
It's a thing where like what you said about when I was talking about the Passport Bros. It's the same thing with the mother cats. Whatever your father is, that's what you are. They do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't like that. I really don't like that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Because you pander to women. Because women think that the culture belongs to them. Niggas like Ryan Clark, rather say Black men like Ryan Clark, have stated in the past that the culture goes through the women. And from what Black women have displayed, especially on social media, no, the fuck it doesn't.
Let me get to George though. When we come back, because George, he's a historian. So I think the people in the audience, guys, press one if you're here. Thank you for being here, guys. What is okay, George? Let's define what pro-Black is. Okay, you define it in your estimation.
Oh, they are going to define it. They are going to define it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Definition we can see because LAR movement is saying that Jamie Foxx is pro-Black and can be pro-Black, I guess, in whatever way he's saying it. But what is pro-Black in your definition? And is Jamie Foxx living what you would consider a pro-Black lifestyle?
No, pro-Black is to want for your people what you want for yourself, and to want to take care of your people with this thought process and your thought and ideology. It's a practice. Pro-Black is a lifestyle. It's a practice. You know, how cultures do things as a culture, as Black Americans, because we was ripped from our culture. Pro-Blackness is an aspect of our culture. Black families, Black communities, everything centered around your Blackness. Okay. And when you deviate from that, then you're not practicing pro-Black. You're still Black, but you're just not practicing pro-Black.
How does one deviate from that?
One deviate from that when you begin to deviate from the Black American cultural practices and start to go into other people's practice, because they destroyed our families and
other people's practices, like what? Burning crosses in front yards, unjustly murdering. I mean, we do have a lot of murder in our community. I mean, but I would consider that more so deviating from the practices of pro-black than what these niggas are talking about. You know, that's what I hate about these pro-blacks. They never talk about the damage that a lot of these old subculture creatures in our community, you know, terrorizing these neighborhoods. You know, they're not complaining about that. They're complaining about what a man does with his fucking dick. You know,
pro-blackness is restoring what was taken from us. It's bringing us back up to standard. And you can't come back up to standard going into somebody else's backyard. See, we've been conditioned to go into somebody else's backyard because we're food for everybody else. So pro-blackness was a form of protection and help us build. Now this is the problem though. Something that you guys are leaving out.
That's bullshit.
I gotta start trouble.
Come on.
Oh, there it is. The gaslighting.
See, if you go back to the Black Power movement,
yes,
and they say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, and the afros and you know, we pop locking and James Brown is sliding all across the floor.
That's black culture right there.
Keep the panther out of her womb.
Pop locking.
She was saying, "Still I rise," and you know, they invoke her everywhere. They was bringing her out to all the black stuff, but she ain't never seen a black man she loved one time in front of everybody's face.
Right.
Michael Jackson was a black boy from the south side of Gary with an afro. The black community is so freaking hypocritical. He blow up. First of all, nobody listens to Jam and none of that stuff at the barbecue. We listening to Michael from when he was with the Jackson 5 and when
we listen to Jam, we listen to Remember the Time, we listen to You Rock My World. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about?
He was young, the first two albums, right? The black music, right? Soon as he blew up and the white folks accepted him, then he came in there with 3 white kids. He's dead now. They got a $3 billion estate and no more white babies about to get them kids.
We didn't get the money.
But everybody love Michael Jackson. I love his music, but Michael Jackson was a piece of crap. Let's call for what it is. If you're going to be pro-black, stand on it and tell the truth. So what I'm saying is when you go all the way back to Maya Angelou, the Harry Belafontes, the Sidney.
Harry Belafonte was mixed. And Maya Angelou, she has a very compelling story. Although, you know, I'm not going to sit here and justify her, you know, being with a white man. Like, at the same time, who cares? Maya Angelou was brutally raped when she was a child. And, you know, I usually will use that talking point as a way of segueing into the black man protection thing, because they not only, fought, they not only stepped in for her honor, they murdered that man. They murdered the shit out of him. That's what happens when black women or black girls tell black men they care about what happened to them. That most of the time, y'all don't say shit, and then it be your mama's protecting the monsters. But, you know, that's an example of when somebody says something, what can happen. She has a story herself. She didn't speak for 5 years after that because she was weighed down with guilt because that man died, you know, but fuck that dude. He should have kept his goddamn hands to himself. But that was due to trauma. That's my only point in bringing that up. Like, you know, if George Macon's going to take that into consideration, I would sure like to know.
48s and all that. They had already opened up the door and told you it was okay to do it. See?
Okay, but let me ask you about Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier. Those were people during this, and even Bayard Rustin, who was, he don't get enough credit what he did for civil rights. I know he was a homosexual, and Bayard Rustin basically had a thing for white men. I mean, he was called, literally.
I do not dick police the LGBT community. No. They go by a different set of rules, and I'm not even nearly concerned about that.
Screwing white men in cars. But if you look at those people,
James Baldwin,
he died in France, right? Died in Paris, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you look at the economic perspective of, and you taught me a lot of this stuff too, because I really wasn't on history until you really started teaching me. Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier were financial contributors to the civil rights movement, but kind of behind the scenes. Okay, so now my point is, can you be pro-black and sleep white, but you're behind the scenes like Harry Belafonte, like Sidney Poitier? You contributing, but you're not out there in the front line speaking like Jamie Foxx is speaking.
No.
You can't do that.
No. What you can be is, you can be
yeah, that gatekeeping shit pisses me off.
a contributor, but you're not pro-black.
Okay.
You could be a contributor. See, this is the thing. Just because you want to get some white cooch, or you want the Pink Panther in your womb, don't mean you don't love black people.
Okay.
It just means that sometimes, man, our people suffer from crackatosis, acute white affinity syndrome. That thing is powerful, it's strong. And you can talk this black stuff, but you ain't seen a black woman or black man.
Krakatosis, is that a term that he made up and he's trying to push, or is that an actual term? Anybody in the chat know? Anybody in the replay gang know? Just comment, let me know if krakatosis is an actual term or this is just some shit he made up. Like, you know,
you love enough to want to marry to actually be the example of what we should be doing to rebuild what was taken from us. See, you can't, if you out here talking this Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier stuff and saying how hard it was, but you can't wait to put your stuff with some W cooch, then no, you are a hypocrite to your message. Because when you made it and got some.
Oh yeah, Jay Daniels 1548 with a Kevin Samuels meme says on their show, so basically you have to worship the black woman. Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying, you know, in more or less words.
Money. You mean to tell me, as tight as it was for us, a black woman and a black family couldn't enjoy your success? You went right.
Yeah. I figured he made it up. You know, I don't know. Maybe he smoked a little krakatosis before he started saying this bullshit.
Right back over there to them, because subconsciously you still been conditioned to believe that what they got is better. That standard of beauty is there. See, a lot of people might disagree with me, but you don't understand subconsciously what they.
Is it being performative coming from a false place, like you would say? Yeah, and so that sounds better than what they're saying. Yeah, performative, pro-black, and sleep white. That may actually have a no to it, but still, I don't dig police.
Done to you in your mind. That's why I'm telling you, a lot of our people got krakatosis, but they don't even know it.
Okay, let's see what brother.
The own look at the view. Oh, what is krakatosis? Oh,
LAR got to say about that. He's thinking. You know he's smart. You know he's smart. You know you're a genius. He's gonna come with something. He's gonna come with something that he been thinking.
Hey, don't raise expectations like that, because you're setting up people to make a fool of themselves. Oh, you know he's smart. You know
about that. Go ahead, get him, LAR.
So if a large, if a notable population of quote unquote pro-black people were not pro-black in the bedroom, then that means what about the movement?
It's been dead since it started, and that's why we never.
If it furthers our people as a whole, why the fuck does it matter who you sleep with? It's like, this ain't effective. I mean, if it's effective, why do you care?
Controlled it. Small hats controlled it, and they still control it now.
So the reason I gotta say this is because I think even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
he
God!
I believe he. Oh
God! I mean, like, this is dick watching. I mean, I didn't even know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like,
I believe so.
No, not back in the day.
Not in the nation. He got one now.
Did they wake up in the morning and say, "Hey, fellas"? O'Shea was like, "Hey, fellas, LAR movement, George making, let's go dick watching."
Nah, hold on. I don't think so.
I think he had one when he was playing with the Lakers. I might be tripping, but I think he did.
I know his son's a medical doctor.
He might have
his son
something up.
Yeah, probably.
The reason I said, okay, here's the thing.
Oh, somebody said yes. Somebody said yes. Ben had one. Okay, I didn't know that. Damn, Kareem. Well, he was Lou Alcindor at one point, right? He might have went back to his Christian roots.
Look, and they used the Luke Cage picture when
Fuck. Fuck the ads. The fucking ads. Come on, hurry up, man. I don't care about this game. If it ain't Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or Tekken, like I said in that movie review. Yeah, again, let me remind you, check out my Mortal Kombat 2 movie review. It's spoiler heavy, so if you've seen the movie, get my take on it.
So, all right, so I'm gonna make this statement in a bit.
Okay.
Maybe part of being pro-black was to be not black anymore. And what I mean by that is, it seems like some people get to a certain point in life and they get to a certain level of success in life and they just try to be global. Normally global just means white adjacent, but that's part of the whole pro-black thing now. And the issue that people are having is what? It don't look like black love. And truth be told, if you really want to be honest with it, it's only the black men that's held accountable to that standard.
Okay.
So, brother.
A shred of truth right there. a shred of truth. Only the black man is held to that standard, which is blatantly true. And I use the word blatantly, with special emphasis. Yeah.
Just don't care most of the time.
Okay. So let me jump into
so I
this.
ain't know if I broke up.
No, go ahead. Continue. I'm here getting this drink. I'm feeling good. Go ahead.
No. It's good.
Okay, so here's my problem. Here's my problem with this. First of all, I on my video today that I put out, and our brother George, I've been, LAR actually came to Uganda, so he's actually here at my house, did a podcast and everything. So George, I talked to him a little bit earlier today, and I was concerned about the black men that were commenting in support of Jamie Foxx's decision.
Oh, this is a massive problem I have with like a black man's ego when it comes to him being a content creator. And several content creators have done this shit right here. Whenever a black man disagrees with them, they lose their fucking shit. And like I said, remember that Shadur Sanders broadcast he did? He did a video, and a lot of black men started commenting like, "Come on, bro, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" This man went on a temper tantrum for about an hour and a half. You black men this, you black men that, you niggas didn't build anything. It was, man, like, I'm like, God damn, dude, for real? like, this is how you react to a difference of opinion? You throw a fit? He's always doing that. These dudes think that they're so fucking special that they can get to just cuss black men out and berate black men whatever they want. Whatever. Fuck you.
And I thought that was interesting because on the flip side, when Ashley Janae got killed, or when she died in Tanzania, and it was nobody sympathetic for her.
You know why? Because she was berating black men on her social media. And that's a standard that people like you set. That was a standard that a lot of black women set. Whenever somebody says something bad about black people and they died at the hands of the quote unquote enemy, we don't feel sorry for them. Stephen Clark, Tailbo Rackins. People remember that. So when it came to Ashley Janae, she wasn't excluded from that. Niggas love being shitted on.
But, at the same time, since the white man killed her, you deserve it, right? Allegedly. So we hate white men, but not white women, kind of thing.
We hate white men, but white men, not white women. Shut up.
You are the child of who you are, whoever your father is. I don't know if that's Hebrew, Israelite logic, or whatever it is, right? But it's crazy that the same black men that complain about racism,
great
go
point,
out and you sleep with white women or Asian women, you create a interracial paradox, which is colorism. And so now what happens is your offspring are no longer black. Now all of us are 3 different shades of black. But
his little bullshit spiel about colorism. Let me say this before, and I've heard other content creators say it, and I totally agree with it, and I'll say it again. Colorism is an ugly girl's problem.
None of us are what we consider mulatto, but which is typically the ruling class of almost any black society. Like Haitians.
I thought you told me I was Mexican.
Yeah, you Mexican, but so you go out and you go out there and have a white kid. A kid with a white woman, you then try to say that kid is black, but that kid really is not black.
I agree with that to an extent. The kid is mixed. You can't deny the heritage of one parent to be with another one. However, if they make that choice, hey, let them make it.
Like the rest of us are black. So now that child in the black community, if that child is a woman, that child gets privilege. That child gets favor. Not even in America, in Africa, you get favor all over the black world.
Hey, don't say real quick.
And whose fault is that? Especially in Africa.
Wait, just 2 seconds on what you're saying, because I want to interject. This is where I'm saying the crackatosis come from.
Right.
But we don't realize it. It's there in the subconscious.
Y'all got some of that crackatosis? Like, the fuck?
Not the conscious, the subconscious mind. Right. And they made sure they planted that there. That's from your recorded experiences. That's why you can go, because if you take us as Black Americans, a lot of us got up to 20% white man's DNA in us. So we would be considered mixed breeds too here in America, right? But we know who we are. But what happens is when you go directly as a person like us to a W person and make a baby, subconsciously the mind will tell you that child is more beautiful. You'll give it special privilege, but that's the crackatosis. that
Right.
I'm talking about.
Well, he gonna make that one stick, ain't he?
And I'm glad you built,
syndrome.
no, and I'm glad you built on that because this is intentional by black men that talk like this. Black men understand when they go with a white woman, you are saying on purpose you want your kid to be mixed and have privileges over other black kids. So
Bullshit.
you're creating an interracial paradox. That's number one. Number two, here's something that black men don't want to talk about. The same shit and the same problems that black men have with black women. Black men take those same problems to white women. We're gonna be honest. You take them to Mexican women. You take them to Asian women.
Okay, that's a cultural thing because black men do face a specific set of concerns, and one of the main complaints of stupid ass so-called pro-blacks is that we're trying to run away from that experience instead of facing it by being with other races of women. So that's why like pro-blacks always like what they say is always contradicts and always runs into each other. Like, this makes no fucking sense at all.
Okay, so this is a problem that black men don't want to talk about. If you don't take care of your responsibility,
If you can see at the bottom of the screen, Ray Hummer, the Hummer Force, he's right at the bottom, like right at the bottom right-hand corner saying, not really. Okay, yeah, great observation, Ray.
with black women, and you say black women are too fucked up or whatever. Okay, fine. What is black men's behaviors once they get over to white women? It's the same.
Mad as hell in the chat room. No, we
Hold on,
don't.
it's the
Yes,
same.
y'all do.
I love black.
Look at that, trying to gaslight. Please agree with me. We have a real big problem with that. Please agree with me. And I always promote over here on this channel, I always give it room for proper discourse. If you disagree with anything I'm saying, you can comment. And, I'm not going to spaz out and act like a little, like, the guy in the top left-hand corner does every time a black man disagrees with him.
But it's the same. So here's what happens. Look at what happened with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a known womanizer. Everybody knows that. Well, what?
Yeah. Jamie Foxx likes pussy. He loves pussy. So what?
White women with black women. Black women would come to Sacramento, clap some woman's cheek, say, oh, I'm going to come back and take your kids out to Disneyland, never come back. So here's what happens with black men. You, as a black man, go out there and get a white woman pregnant. You ain't going to marry her, right? Because a lot of these dudes don't marry nobody, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Her mama becomes a scorned hater of black men at that particular point. Her daughter, that she raises because y'all don't raise the kids. Black men, when they have kids with other women, they don't go and get these mixed kids and raise them. They mama raise them.
Okay. What do you say about black men and their children? Yeah. Another pro-black lie. Like, seriously.
So what do they mamas tell them about y'all? They mamas tell them, listen, I know your daddy's black, but if you want somebody to take care of you, don't be like me. Marry who? A white man. Don't believe me? Look at Jamie Foxx's daughter, Corinne. Who did she marry? She married a dude from USC.
So his mixed daughter decided to marry a white man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Is it mixed daughter or black? Whatever, man. Like, who fucking cares? Like, I can't tell people who to be with.
Okay? So now here's what happened with black men. You have a half-black daughter. She marries the white man. Okay? They have a kid. What's going on after the kid? LER, what's the problem? The kid
ain't got no damn proof.
The kid is white, black.
Back now, another generation, that kid is what? That kid is white again. Okay? That kid is white again.
The man said white again. How y'all treat the black people who are already black? How do you pro-blacks do it? How do you treat the black people that's already black? Ray Hummer. So try to get the Chaos Goblins to the negotiating table. Shout out to Ray Hummer.
Now, I can tell you how you can use mulattoes to oppress black people. Look at Brazil. Look at the Dominican Republic. Mulattoes ain't all.
Yeah, there was one point there were black people in Argentina, but the government kicked the black man out and kept the black women, and they breeded themselves out. Instead of black women saying, hey, we'll just go with the black men, they decided to stay. That's a history lesson for you.
Always loyal towards black people. Every now and again, you get a Tia Mowry, but a lot of times you get Tamara Mowry. And
Wait a minute.
Mowry,
let me skim back a little bit.
That kid is white again. Now, I can tell you how you can use mulattoes to oppress black people. Look at Brazil. Look at the Dominican Republic. Mulattoes ain't always loyal towards black people. Every now.
Yeah, because they got a choice to do that. So when they establish they're not on black people's side, we know how to move with them. However, if they are, what is it to you?
Oh, again, you get a Tia Mowry, but a lot of times you get Tamara Mowry.
Nobody wants to fuck with Tia Mowry, bro, or Tamara. It's like nobody.
And Tamara Mowry married Adam Housley. And go look at Adam Housley's son and tell me, shit, and they live in Napa, California. Is he gonna meet a black woman? No. He going right back to white. They going so, and whites understand this about blacks. Whites understand this. They know that black men or black women will make enough mistakes that if they interbreed with you, it don't matter because some of them coming back white anyway.
What research and what data confirms this? And then this is pretty much an opinion piece, but people take this shit seriously because a lot of people want to hear black men talk like this. JT Hellstrom, what's good? And New, that is a very good question. Are black people really loyal to black people? In very small controlled groups, I would say, but we're so hell bent on groupthink that we like to pretend like every black person is loyal to every black person. Trent's 5 was good.
They understand that because the same mistakes that black men make with black women, we go make the same mistakes with other women. The behavior don't change. So they come back.
Yes, because we're human. We're human. And there's another contradiction. We say that when black men go to white women, they change and they forget that they black and all that other stuff. This dude right here is saying that we stay the same person with every other race of women. Of course you're supposed to be yourself. Boy.
Born white anyway. Jimmy Fox's kids will never marry a black man because of him, because of how he behaved.
Let me tell you a stupid analogy. Go ahead, Eliar.
So since we're gonna put a gasoline on it, how about we bring up the fact that some black people purposely.
Well, Cortez Smith, that may be the case, but I was just pointing out the contradiction. I don't disagree, but I was pointing out the contradiction.
They marry non-black people because they don't like being black, and then they preach to them kids how they're better than black people because they're not actually black. So what leads to what you're talking about, where they are attracted to non-black people because. It ain't just white. It wasn't just the white people or the Hispanic people, or the Asian people doing this. It was the black parents. I've met enough in my lifetime to say to go, ooh, look at your family members. They too dark. Ooh, I've seen enough of this stuff in my life to go, y'all smarter than them because they're like this and you're like this. You're better than them.
Well, we do have a sect of black people that do glorify whiteness. I wouldn't call it crackatosis. You're supposed to call shit like that self-hate, I guess. But I mean, if it's a database thing, you cannot really argue with that. But what he's talking about, he hears that shit from like, usually an archetype that will say that the big back heifers, these aunties, but all of it's a matter of opinion. Cortez Smith, Keisha gets the hood dude and Becky gets the good dude. Look at how well our kids do when we date out. Just being real. All right. Race loyal versus if black men have their family. Said it was black females saying they're too dark. He won't admit it. Exactly. I don't hear colorist shit come from black men. I mean, in very rare cases, is like you might get somebody that might say something. Mr. Fantastic, shout out to him, has said that he likes light-skinned black women. That's a preference. That ain't colorism in the slightest. I mean, I don't know. He might have said some things, but I mean, like I said, colorism is an ugly girl's problem. That's not some widespread shit in the black community. They need to get that. They need to get that kind of mentality out of here. But they have a right to their opinion, just like any of us do. So let's continue.
Because we live here and they live there. I've seen this enough times to know.
Oh yeah,
there are so many black people who participate in this.
Yes.
That's their goal. They wound up making YouTube channels as ex-cops. But I'm gonna move on.
That was a dig at the Officer Tatum. That was a dig at Brandon Tatum. And yeah, Officer Tatum be all over the place. Like, yeah, he's on some goofy shit for real. You know.
Smart founders know something most people miss.
I don't give a damn, bro. These damn ants. These ants.
That was a big business, bro.
And on top of that, you know, in our communities, it comes with poverty as well. It comes with poverty.
Yeah, Cortez, we're from the same zone, and I've never heard it. Is she fine? She fine. Is she thick? She thick. Where's hybrid catastrophic? Oh, but she thick. I mean, shoot. If we seen a thick white girl, we wanted to crack. If we seen a thick black girl, we wanted to crack. If we seen a thick Spanish girl, we wanted to crack. It's just that heterosexual black men like to have sex with women. That's what it is. Black men like pretty women most of the time. Yes. Black girls were out in the open talking about how they didn't want dark babies. True. Fact. These dudes are placating.
The way the country is constructed. I'll give you an example. I did a live stream about 3 years ago, and a lot of our people are ignorant. They slow. They work with slow gases. So I said
a lot of our people are ignorant and slow, saying stuff that he preaches against. Told you, contradictions all over the place.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a racist show.
Yeah, you bet.
And people said, "What the hell are you talking about?" I said, "Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a racist show, but it played a side."
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air brought awareness to a lot of issues we face as blacks. Remember the frat episode when Carlton said, "Being black ain't what I'm trying to be. Being black is what I am." These dudes right here are trying to be black. It's like they're not just black. They're trying to be.
On your money, you didn't even get it. So it wasn't the Cosby Show. Let's unpack it. You got two parents in the house. The mother's from Philly, the dad is from Baltimore. Well, the country somewhere. He lied and said he was from Baltimore. They came from nothing. They bust their ass to get to make money, and he became
a story of success with black people. Why? Like
judge and created a business and brought a big palace out in Los Angeles, California. They came from the black struggle. They had the black culture. They understood blackness. They had children. The children, one son was aspiring to go to Princeton. The oldest daughter was a blithering idiot, and the young girl was just a pretty young girl.
So they weren't drug dealers and 304s that twerked their asses all over the place and had all kinds of tattoos and shit of ex-boyfriends and they kids by different niggas. So that's what he's talking about. You know, the parents grew up, you know, they grew up poor. They hit the ground running. They made it. And they didn't want their kids to experience the same nigga culture that this dude is talking about.
Around the house. And then Will, the cousin from the hood, the sister's nephew from the hood, come up from West Philly. And he's just a dummy with no intelligence, that play around too much, don't take life serious, right? When you unpack the children had nothing connected to blackness.
What is blackness? What is the blackness that he's talking about? Hood nigga shit? Pro-black and white supremacists are two sides of the same coin. Shout out to Rob of Black Light Revelations.
Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Nothing. That whole show was a psyop of when you become successful, we civilize you. This is what a civilized black family look like. Not a 10-toe down black family surrounded around black.
What were they before? What the hell is he saying? What were they before? They were savages? They were in caves? They were rubbing doodoo all over each other. They were attacking. They were hitting women over. They were hitting the females over the head with clubs. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? Civilized. No, bro, you need to say that another goddamn way.
Culture. The Cosby Show resonated so well because you had for the first time, you had a black man and a black woman on TV.
Right.
None of the children ever had a white partner. It was surrounded around blackness. And when you watch the Cosby Show,
I don't ever remember anybody on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, story and continuity wise, having a white partner. Oh yeah. One of Vivian's sister had a white boyfriend or a white husband, but that's it. That was outside of their family dynamic. Carlton was messing with black girls and Will was messing with black girls. Hillary was messing with black guys. Ashley, they had that one episode with Tevin Campbell. I'm sorry.
You can feel it. You can feel it. You can see it. And they put people on TV as a positive light. None of the kids was walking around like cooning and buffooning. Now maybe what's the second daughter, the biracial one. What's her name?
Denise
Lisa Bonet. She was a little out. She was a little out there like that, but she still had her love interest. Still was black.
She's still with the human.
These were roles on a TV show. What you're trying to do is you're trying to blend their real lives with their television counterparts. You know, if Denise Huxtable came from two black parents, in the show she was black. Doesn't matter what she did outside. I mean, damn, the logic.
The Hillman.
Yeah, the Hillman. Her love interest still was black. When you look at and see people say not true, but this is what I'm saying. This is what this country does to your brain, right? It does to your brain. And this is why I told you on the phone, O'Shea, we would never get out of this, because the only thing that can help the situation with us is something spiritual. There has to be something. You can't fix this because of what they've done. So when you see the
almighty and all-powerful dominant class, amusing of the pro-black.
The reason why they put that episode in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with what was the Carlton? Remember when they got locked up in the car and they was being real racist to him? And then they did the joint in the school because they were saying people used to complain that the show wasn't black enough. Like the children didn't exude.
What do they mean by not black enough?
Nothing that exuded black culture. So they started right into the show things with controversial things for Carlton, because they came under fire for that. They were saying, well, wait a minute, you got these two black parents. What's up with the goddamn children? They're not doing nothing black. What's the name was like?
Oh boy! Somebody in the replay gang or somebody in that chat right now. We got 32 in the building. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. You can hit dislike if you want. Hey, it's your freedom to do so. Please, somebody tell me what those kids had to do to assert their blackness. Like, seriously.
Who you know walk around talk like that?
Right.
But that's the way that they did this show, man. That's the way they did the show. They were still black, but they was
good times black, temporarily off. Good times. That's black culture struggle. Struggle is staying in like Rat and Roachfield apartment complexes. Like, the fuck out of here.
Still black, but when people understand, I'm saying this, I'm going long with it on this one. I'm saying this.
No, go ahead, build it up.
When people understand what they wrote about civilizing the black mind. See, this is the thing. Go look up Dr. Amos Wilson and go look up the writings, right? Go look up Dr. Barashango and the writings and what they said what would be a civilized black family. It wasn't something that we structured. It's something that's structured with them when you're cracker friendly. That's the problem that a lot of y'all don't get. So what happens is the minute you make money, most of our people, you out there in Sacramento, you grew up in Chicago and New Orleans.
This man getting super chats, y'all. Hit that cash app or that super chat if you can. But you know what's important too? Your viewership, your like, and also hype this broadcast. Whenever you see a video of mine or you see me on a live stream, hype it, please.
I grew up in Philly. Most of us growing up had I can't wait to get the F out of here syndrome.
Yes.
Where does that come from? Don't play with me. I know what I'm talking
about. It comes from people in your hood always causing trouble and shit. Always disturbing the goddamn peace. Niggas always getting in the fight. Somebody getting shot around the goddamn corner. Who wants to stay in there? Like, I understand if you want to change or switch things up or try to be some type of role model or something like that. I'm not against that. But most people say that because they're tired of running into shit with our own people. You talk about conditioning, like people be on that hood nigga shit and act like there's not supposed to be any type of consequence for that. Just stay, dog. Don't forget where you came from. No, fuck this. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to get some peace and quiet. Since I faced bullshit the first 18 to 20 years of my life. You cannot blame people for wanting to leave a situation where, they don't feel safe and, they're tired of the bullshit. Like, damn, if black people as a whole really want black people to say, incentivize that shit. Like, incentivize it, just like with this dick policing. You know, these dudes that go to white women, as y'all say, what reason do they have to stay when their intelligence is always mocked? Just like Carlton in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Talking about. The minute you get some money, I got to get away from these niggas.
Yes.
That's in your subconscious mind. That's not everybody, but it's a large portion of it. And you make all kinds of reasons as to why you got to get away from these people. So what happens is our best end up going out there and becoming Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it's not, it's not in the community. That's a psyop they play.
When a couple of guys that were up to no good started getting trouble in my that's not the exact lyrics. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got one little fight and they all got scared. Yeah. So because Will's mother didn't want him to end up dead, she sent him to a safer place. What you want him to do? Get shot?
With your mind, but you don't even realize it.
Right. Shout out to me, shout out to my brother Sam Major. We be always arguing in the comment section, but shout out to the brother always supporting me for me years. Love that brother. Shout out to my brother No Captivity with Freezy. I was telling him on Instagram that I might was going to come live, and he said whenever I come live, he's supporting me. Shout out to that brother, man. I be always on his streams and stuff. LER, man, you want to go ahead on and build on the brother on that family?
Best and brightest in that sense. I guess the stereotype has been they don't turn into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
You know why? Because by what you're saying, they don't wind up with a black household, even a bougie black household. What we getting now, I hate to do this.
Okay, here's what I hate. I hate people saying shit with no data or evidence backing that up.
You get Young Jeezy. You get what's your boy? What's old boy that owns the Byron Allen? You get
Byron Allen actually tried to do something for black folks. Like seriously.
The brother that when he got divorced that owned BET, Robert Johnson. You get that. You get. We started black, but I
didn't Bob Johnson get kind of screwed over by a black woman? A black woman that was his successor. She wrote a book about him and said all kinds of stuff about him. Damn. So you mad at Bob Johnson for making a way for a black woman? It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. You can't get more pro-black than doing things for black people. You know, leaving legacies behind. What did she do with BET after that? Shit. So somehow Viacom got it now and took out all the original shows and replaced it with reruns of Martin and Living Single and Tyler Perry and shit.
Move on up to something non-black.
There you go.
And now my kids finna get something non-black. And then then I'm gonna be a granddad on the portrait on the wall, and there's gonna be a bunch of white people around, and they're gonna throw my portrait on the wall, and I'm gonna be in heaven somewhere going, I really thought they would just be black.
And it was black success that got them out there. It was the black success that took them there. But once you took your children there, with the environment.
Let me tell you something. Black success is usually resourced from other groups, because you know a lot of these blacks, like even with the whole black business thing, black businesses fail because black people don't support them. I mean, shit. Like, what the fuck? You talking about you get your success from black people? You know, he got his success from his hard work and dedication to his craft. Like, dude, give the brother his own individual credit.
Place him, man. Ain't no black culture.
But hold on. But that's high class. Even when it comes to middle class, what you talking about?
Right.
Yeah,
you got too many of us black folks in the middle class who play this game where I want to give my kids a better education and a better this and a better that. And then they go, I don't want you being with them other people, but you brought them with them other people.
Right.
What is wrong with wanting to keep your kids from troublemakers? Oh, they black. We got to be loyal to. Like,
you wanted them to talk like them other people, walk like them. Everybody that's not black is doing so well.
All black suburbs, all in Maryland and Virginia. Maryland got like 4 black suburbs, and Georgia too. All in Georgia.
Let me shout out to the sister here. Thank you, honey. Donation.
And that's a goddamn lie, because I live in the state of Georgia. That's a goddamn lie. The fuck? I mean, maybe George Macon lives in Georgia too. I don't know where he lives, but
donations now. We go Umar it up. That's something that I want to talk about, because, like, when I was coming up in Del Paso Heights, I mean, it was largely. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that you could have black ecosystems. I had read about it. I had heard about it. I heard about Haiti neighborhoods in North Carolina.
The big old pro-black don't know his own community.
And like Black Wall Street, but it wasn't until I came on to Black YouTube. Shout out to my brother No Captivity Freezies. Yeah, man, I'm open up for everybody. Thank you, brother. Love you, family. It wasn't until I got on YouTube, and I was actually watching LAR. I was a subscriber before I started my own channel. And it was when I came on the Black YouTube that I really understood about Black business development and that the opportunities and how much talent that we had. And then Brother George was the one that really allowed me to believe. He had a profound effect on my life. How as Blacks, we don't use each other's talent pool to amplify and build up. And if you can't do that, you can't build the business. But let me just talk about this.
We don't use each other's talent pool. Let me answer that real quick. A reason why a lot of Black folks depart the Black community when they get something is because of the fact that they were ridiculed growing up. We have this big old problem in the Black community with insulting and ridiculing our intelligentsia. Y'all some nerds, y'all some geeks, y'all some lames. Then when they become successful elsewhere and they leave, you N-words get mad. You N-words get mad. Oh, why they leave, man? They forgot where they came from. No, they remembered. That's why they're gone. Maybe teach your kids not to make fun of the smart ones. Maybe they'll stay. Like I'm saying, incentivize. What incentive do any of these people have to stay when they get made fun of just for minding their own business and doing what they got to do to become successful?
It's in the case of somebody like Jamie Foxx, right? I want to get back to the subject. People like Jamie Foxx, the Kevin Harts, obviously in those ecosystems,
Kevin Hart's first wife was Black, if I'm not mistaken.
They have everything to them that we don't have. They see it. They see, because in the West Coast, the East, it depends on the city you live in. If you're in the Black Detroits in the 70s, 80s, manufacturing, Chrysler, Dodge, same thing with Oakland, the Bay Area, depending on where you was. If you was in the DC, DMV, military, government, contracts, those opportunities. Now, on the West Coast, Black Americans have the opportunity to be in the entertainment industry. So that's something that we have over the other Blacks in Chicago, East Coast corridor, Midwest, which is we're tied into the entertainment and music industry more or less than somebody else. Jamie Foxx came from the Dallas, Texas area, I think, East Texas somewhere, I'm not sure. So when you come in, you understand that it's other Black people that's talented. You're literally hanging out with Diddy. You're literally hanging out with Dr. Dre. Like these are Tyrese. These are your friends, right? Your friends are mostly Black. So if there's anybody who could build on that network of Black excellence, I mean, Jamie Foxx, you live in LA, Terrell, Texas, right? You live in LA, you got basketball players, you can do it. So then there's really no excuse why somebody like Jamie Foxx, especially when your comedy is Black, in my honest opinion, I can understand some of the brothers like in the Manosphere when we was like, in the 2015, 2020 run. You're the average Black man, you're from Philly, you can't get a chick,
Oh, okay. So he's trying to do isolation right now. Oh, the 2015 to the 2020. So he can lump in Kevin Samuels with that because we're all so great. Like, I always figured that there's some type of, boule in the background that they tried to establish. And I've heard about things like this where they tried to only include themselves and exclude everybody else, that kind of thing. I don't know that much about it. I heard content creator like Mr. Palmer mention it. So, I mean, there might be some plausibility to that.
It's tripping, right? If you're Jamie Foxx, you don't have that problem. You don't have that problem.
Yeah, that's not a flex, Andre. That's not a flex at all.
If you Kevin Hart, you don't have that issue. Your whole world could be completely Black in finance as you want. So you don't really have an excuse. So when you talk about...
So they get all of their money from Black people? All of it? Like that, is that what you're saying? That Black people finance these guys' success? I mean, I believe we had something to do with it, by going to their movies, watching their television shows, buying their DVDs and such. But, but who does the initial contract signings and all of that? You know what I'm saying? Who owns these media companies that these guys are able to be successful at? I mean, hell, if you supported somebody like Byron Allen, he could have gave all of that to us. But no, it's just not to white woman.
Black discrimination. Tyler Perry is an example of how you ain't got to do that. So my question is, if Jamie Foxx is really so Black and pro-Black and standing up for Black rights, then how is it that all of his partners are non-Black when he don't have the same experience as the passport bros are for the most part average to upper middle class black men or lower middle class. Upper middle class black men ain't got to really, deal with that. But Jamie Foxx is at the upper echelon. He ain't got to deal with none of that shit. So he don't really have an excuse to have three white kids, 32 years, right? And if you want to do that, my question is this: why do you speak out on black issues like you do, as if you're oppressed with the rest of the folks, and you're not oppressed with the rest of the folks? And then you also have the opportunity where you can work with blacks and get things accomplished where everybody else don't have the opportunity. It's hard for us to do that as black men, but not for him.
I'm gonna ask a question.
He's talking about that, Jamie Foxx is not oppressed. The same complaint that he's doing about Jamie Foxx is the same complaint I have about white women complaining about the patriarchy. Now, think about that for a second. You know what I'm saying? I mean, except I believe my complaint is legitimate.
Yes.
I run a podcast solo. No producer.
Jesus. The podcast is the way, but there's only a problem with certain black men do it. They'll promote the hell out of everybody else.
It's a fucked up question. Is it an LA thing? Because a lot of this stuff, a lot of these people have resided in LA. You know what I'm saying? From Kareem to Jamie to Kanye.
I get where you're going. I get where you're going. Yes. Let me just also add to that. Where you do live does change because ultimately your life, your world could be black, but a lot of the producing stuff are not black, right? So I do understand that is a point of contention with that. That's correct. A lot of the friends that you are meeting are not black, and you do in that industry. Everybody, it's just like a dope game. Everybody in the dope business, just like entertainment, everybody's there. But I mean, still, LA got some of the most.
Yeah, that's a good point. This man left America entirely. I mean, he went to Africa or whatever, but I mean, you kind of did the same thing, homie. Why'd you leave? Why didn't you stay?
Feminine black women on planet Earth, because LA is a transient city, just like Miami. Although they got HIV out there right now. So it's not like, no offense to Philadelphia, right? I heard y'all chicks is kind of rough out there in Germantown.
Yeah,
family,
we got some of the best. I live in a black utopia. We got some of the best looking women in the country. In the world.
No, y'all do. I'm just saying that some of them got gunshot wounds. That's all I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if you're,
see, they ran into their own assumptions with that. George tried to tell him it ain't like that. O'Shea, he kind of like saying it in jest. But yeah,
Harlem, y'all close. Y'all too close. So what I'm saying is, LA. I was in LA. I was at Jerry's Deli. I saw some beautiful black women. Shout out to my brother William, Mr. Bad Guy, but he just had I think it was a kidney transplant in Cincinnati. Shout out to my brother. I talked to him on email. You got black women coming from London, from Germany. So you got black women coming from everywhere to LA, and you got a lot of the black. Like again, for me, it's no excuse. And I wouldn't really come after Jamie Foxx like this, but the way that you talk, you put yourself. It's almost theatrical. That's the only problem that I have with it.
Who the fuck cares? Besides people in your echo chamber, who cares?
I don't have a problem with him interracial dating, but don't act like you're a victim when, number one, you expose to talented blacks everywhere you go. You expose to beautiful black women everywhere you go.
Well, they have to do that though, O'Shea. They have to do that because they don't want to alienate some of their fan base. See, we already established in the beginning.
Okay, so if you marry black, you're alienating some of your fan base. Now, I'm gonna tell you where I heard this before, and they just I guess it's a good thing they brought up Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart did not really pay attention to black issues during the duration of his career because he said that he doesn't want to alienate a part of his fan base. So that's somewhat accurate. But what Bishop is doing here, I mean, he's using it in the vein of dick policing. So,
yeah,
that you can have. See, they already been trained subconsciously in the mind. See, when you find out. See, the thing is, a lot of black women know Maya Angelou's sex partners. They ignore it. They know she's been with Pink Panthers all her life. That's all she came up with. They know that already. A lot of people know about Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier and so many others. They know, but again, they just let it. They just let it go. So they don't. That's why you notice they don't invoke a Dr. Amos Wilson. You're not going to go somewhere around black elites or high class, black middle class people that are successful, and they're not going to invoke a Francis Chris Welsing. They're not going to invoke maybe Dr. Carl Anderson won't even come up. See, black people that talk this black stuff, that have black partners, that live this pro-black thing, people that was about it, they're not going to get invoked. They're going to bring up all these other people. That's the way the system is set up. All three of us can walk down the street right now, and we can ask the average black person, yo, who was Dr. Neely Fuller Jr.? They'll be like, who? They won't know. But if you ask them who was Dr. King or
well, why don't you fucking educate them then if they don't know? Hey, my brother, let me tell you about Dr. Francis Chris Wilson. You have a chance to educate if they don't know. That's not a criticism. Shout out to Andre for the super chat. He said, "This is the panel of the Knights of the Meat Watch." And like my boy Tito says, don't let that brother be alone in his generosity. And Boyd Star Sun was good. Says Cortez Smith, you are absolutely correct. Using black women's talking points and pandering. Pandering is a huge fucking problem. But with pandering, you get more privilege in the algorithm, especially on other social media platforms. I would say YouTube is more balanced than everyone else, but that's not saying much at all. Like, that's not saying much at all. In fact, YouTube is like a couple steps from being TikTok and X and Threads and Facebook, you know, where Miss Andrew rules, and Instagram. Instagram is fucked up right now. I might do a show on the outrage economy. You know, I think that show is needed.
Maybe Harry Belafonte and stuff. They don't know. So the actual people that are some of the gatekeepers for pro-blackness, that a lot of points that we regurgitate, and people don't even know that they regurgitate them. You don't even know who these people are. These people are the ones that wrote the blueprint for it.
Yes.
So when I made this hoodie, right? This is me slaying Superman, right? Now people see this image of me. People see this image of me slaying.
Your hairline was all right back.
Yeah, I can't say anything about that. You know, my own picture got me depicted as Shockwave of the Transformers. Oh shit. They had big as fuck on that though. God damn. That's your strength, big ass head. Like
man.
With my sword, now, right? Coming about my spaceship.
You struggling right
now. They see that, they don't know what that means. A lot of people don't know what it means. This is me slaying the white supremacy in my mind. See, when you was young, as a kid with an undeveloped
Superman saved everybody though.
Brain, very impressionable. They gave you this image right here and called him Superman. He can fly. He can beat all his enemies. You don't understand what that's doing to you in the subconscious.
Who created Superman? White people. If you're that concerned about it, support the black creators. You know, there's also a black hero named Icon. Even though he landed during the slave times and he decided to take the form of a black person, and he's on par with Superman. Then you got Blue Marvel, Adam Brashear. Sure. Like, yeah, there are black superheroes. He could have wore a Blue Marvel hoodie.
Right. He don't bleed, right? He's Superman. He's white. Right. So you watching that while eating your Cheerios or your Frosty Flakes on the floor. Grandma come and say, "Go put your clothes on." Then you go to church. And they give you a blonde hair, blue eyed buttermilk Jesus. Right. So now God Himself is white and Superman is white. What is that doing to the subconscious mind? They give it.
I mean, he's going somewhat in the right direction about conditioning and such. People praying to white Jesus, all of their superheroes are white, but that's a slippery slope too because of the representation narrative. Everybody wants representation and all the other stuff, and they really don't care about the black man's representation, because if they did, they would have recast T'Challa, the Black Panther, and not gone with his sister Shuri. But you know, I've already had a show about that.
Girls, doll babies. So you're being indoctrinated into this as a child with an undeveloped brain, and you don't even realize it. So a lot of times when people hear us,
and that's why it's up to us as black parents to teach our children pride in their own blackness, or at least pride in ourselves, or pride in themselves as well. You know, don't try to depend on people to feel good about yourself. I don't care what color they are.
Talk like this, they will argue you down to the T and don't even know that they've been socially engineered to think the way that they think. They don't understand. And the dominant white society, you have to be cracker friendly. So the way that they make you cracker friendly to stop them from having a deacons of defense, or to stop them from having.
You know, I wasn't always cracker friendly, but I was able to always work with, white folks on a business level. I mean, because they at least understand if I don't like this dude's skin color, if he's good for business, then we can work together. I don't give a fuck how you feel after you close your door when you go to your house. Like, like for real. Like, why do these people speak like they want these people to like them? No, they don't have to like you, and you don't have to like them.
Amaretta Ross or Harriet Tubman or these rebellious Negroes, how does the minority control the majority? Through the mind, subconsciously, through your mind. They break you down as a child. When you're watching these superheroes, they got the money. All the money got white faces on there. It says in the King Leopold's letter, we must make them disrespect everything that they would use to affront us, even if the wishes of the priests go against their parents. You don't even know what they've done to you. So when I use the term crackatosis, acute white affinity syndrome, I told you, you sitting there back in
y'all got some of that crackatosis?
They on the steps dreaming about getting away from these niggas. I can't wait to get away from the hood of these niggas. They already got you. This is their society.
Right. Yeah, I told you, man, the pro-blacks is real deep, man. Y'all know Brother George is got a PhD at Negroology. Go ahead, Eliar.
Oh, for real? The bar is very fucking low.
So somebody real quick, 2 seconds. Somebody said it sounds good, but I'm still getting out the hood. It's the this is the mentality. It's not about the hood. The hood ain't ours either. We don't belong in the hood. Listen, a hood, a project. First of all, this is why I know. This is how I know they got you. When you referring to your community, yourself as the hood or the project or this, first of all, they lived there first. They lived in the projects. They placed you there with limited resources after they seen what they could do to their own people with it. You were the moral standard of this country. You came up from the South. We lived in these communities. These communities was doing good. We built the first septic systems and all these. You don't even know who you are. So when you refer, I'm still getting out the hood. No,
that's why you teach our people, because of the limited education in the systems. They could have used this opportunity to educate people on the excellence of blacks. And yes, George Macon does do that on his channel. He has done that in the past. But this gaslighting right here, this ain't it, bro.
The place they placed you in, where they can, in an environment where they can control the way that you think. They placed you in a box so you can't see out the box. So when you refer to where you come from as a hood, I already know you lost, because I know that you don't know who you are.
Whoa, what's that? I just put the
that nigga acting like Mufasa. Remember who you are. You know.
Thank you.
Let me get some shout outs to some of the brothers in here. My brother Sam, again, we'll be arguing in the comments. My brother Gibbs, he's in my diaspora group, man. Shout out to him. I talk to him every day. He's my boy, man, one of my best friends. Oh shit, you funny as hell. Hey man, what's going on with your family? Look like you posing for a Key Sweat CD cover, man. I rock with you, bro. Thank you so much, man. House of Hypocrite. I see a man here. Thank y'all for being here, man. I'm trying to get back live with y'all. I love y'all. I'm gonna roast y'all my video today, but I don't really go live but like once a year, man. So I'm trying to get back into it. But go ahead, Eliar. What you got to say about this?
Why does he want to go live again? What's going on? Why is he back over here? Why is he doing this? You know, remember he left. You know, he shitted on the Black Manosphere because they didn't adopt the ideology of the Negro Manosphere. Because of his brand that's up in the top right hand corner, he's trying to bring that shit back. He's trying to bring an obsolete model back to the surface.
Pro-black can you be when your paycheck is not coming from black people? And then
boom.
How
Moses, you want to come up later? I'm gonna see my brother Moses.
Contradiction. Hear what the LAR just said, and then both of these dudes just got through talking about how you funded by black people. Like, whew.
From the heights, you want to come up and build. Our brother right here, Morehouse graduate. No, go ahead, let me build it up.
And then how pro-black do you want to be when you see other black people in higher positions wanting to be pro-black and they wind up dead in jail or villainized? So when it comes to the pro-black part of it, you've seen people hop in and out of pro-blackness, sometimes for financial reasons, sometimes out of fear. But what we don't want to say is even people who are quote unquote pro-black in high places, they don't invest in black people.
Okay,
that becomes the issue. See, a lot of people who
can you really call that pro-black? Like, God. It seemed like pro-black has more to do with monetary game and dick watching, dick police, and all the other shit.
who have the money and are pro-black, they'll invest in the vast majority of other people who aren't black. Except, I want this person, I want this person. The people who surround them. Matter of fact, O'Shea, you did a story about Nick Cannon getting robbed by a financial advisor because one of the guys happened to be Ugandan.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he cut that shit off real good. Yeah, directly. Shout out to Andre, isn't that what you talking about? The same fucking thing happened to him. He got ripped off. Like,
I met him in Kenya. My family.
This ain't the first time in this show that something that LER said butted heads with what O'Shea was saying. And I mean, like, if you've been really listening, like, they've been butting heads all fucking night, and then they just kind of glazing each other in the process.
Go ahead.
How often have you seen black people who are rich get robbed by white firms? But we constantly say, watch out for black people. How often have you seen black people who became rich? They say that white people told them, hey, get rid of your friends and your family and these situations keep occurring.
Right.
Hey, Andre, this might upset somebody, but I heard somebody call you a tether. And by definition, you are not a tether because you live in Canada, right? You're not criticizing American black people. I mean, you're privy to the issues that the Manosphere discussed, which is a general criticism, but you're not downplaying black folks and benefiting off of America. So by definition, you are not a tether. You are a foreign national, maybe diaspora, but you're not a tether.
It's a revolving door. It ain't just a Jamie thing. Like you talked about Jesse Williams. It's the same thing.
Right.
Jesse Williams is mixed.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised. I'm just throwing one out there.
So I'm going to ask you a question. So what you're saying is that if you want to be pro-black at that level, there is a price to pay.
Yeah.
If you go that route.
Okay, so let me do this for Jesse Williams. Remember when he got divorced and how he lost his standing with ABC? Shonda Rhimes got mad at him. Black women everywhere got mad at him because he divorced his, otherwise, I think his wife was mixed too, but they wanted to make her black for the sake of hating men. And then I think Jesse Williams turned around and got with a white woman. They trying to hold Jesse Williams, a mixed guy, to the same standard they hold every other black person.
Yeah. There's a severe price to pay. And then your career may or may not go to the next level as you want. If you do somehow stick up for black people, then you will pay a severe price. Or end up blackballed or even worse. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesse Williams did get kind of blackballed, but for what? Because, there's a lot of black women out there that want to live vicariously through celebrities. But Andre, the Facebook account that I was friends with you on got deactivated. So look for my original account. Is me as a baby in my mother's lap. So look for that one. And I'll send, if I ever hear it again, I'll send you the link. I mean, people need to be upstanding enough to say what the fuck they're gonna say about people. Say it to their face. Shoot.
Even if you just want to get in didn't Michael Jackson have an issue? Didn't Bill Cosby have an issue?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Finish
no, go ahead. You got it.
Can we just be honest? Can we just take the gloves off and just be honest? Can we hurt some feelings for a minute?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's just call it for what it is. And I'm gonna keep it all.
Hurt some feelings. That equals gaslighting. Basically, if you say something really fucking stupid and I don't agree with it, people are gonna turn around and say, "Oh man, he hurt your feelings, man." Yeah.
100. And some people in the chat won't agree with me. Some people ain't.
Please don't personal.
It just is what it is. A lot of you black folks out there, you believe everything the white man said about us. You believe it's true. Now, when you hear me say this at face value, you'll say, George, that's not true. I don't judge you by what you say out your mouth. I look at your actions. You believe that you are a savage beast.
Let me tell you something. People say that about me because I can enunciate my words and say complete sentences. Oh, you talk like a white boy. That was the only fucking thing that they ever had to get off of. I wasn't doing hood nigga shit like selling drugs and, skipping school to, impregnate the honeys and all that shit. I didn't do any of that stuff. I played video games. I read comic books. shit like that. Shit that a normal fucking child would do to have recreation and have fun. I wasn't always getting in fights. I got in a few fights, but I wasn't always getting in fights. This is what I hear when I hear people talk like this. You're supposed to be a goddamn troublemaker.
You believe it. You believe that you're not worthy. You believe that you was born with one less chromosome. You believe that you can't get anything done and the white man has full autonomy to rule over you. Look at your behavior in the way that you talk about yourself. Mm-hmm. You call your communities a hood in the ghetto. I can't do nothing with these niggas. This is what you say.
Yeah, because, not only are we trying to delineate from the tethers, the real tethers, we're trying to delineate from the nigga class too, because people are tired of the bullshit. What is wrong with being tired of the bullshit?
Right.
So when you talk this way, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but all of us in here are black. So let's not be stupid. We know how our people talk.
Right.
I ain't doing nothing with the niggas. I ain't doing no business with them people.
Right.
I ain't going around them people.
Right.
White man don't come correct you. He say, well, see, I told you. See, so you proved Madison Grant right in the Rise of the Great Race.
Mm-hmm.
You proved H.S. Chamberlain right in what he said about us.
Mm-hmm.
No, they didn't. Don't pay attention to bullshit said to you by other races. I am one that advocate for not giving a fuck about what other races think about us, because my mindset is this: they already got their minds made up. So why am I trying to fight against it? Fuck them. Let me promote my people and uplift my people, not sit up there and worry about what some crybaby ass piece of shit racist from another race says about me. Their minds are made up. You can't do anything about that.
So what I'm saying is, I'm reading the comments and I'm listening, and I'm saying, well, damn, same comment you made is the same thing H.S. Chamberlain is true.
Yeah, that's called a shattering of ego. You don't agree with me.
Saying about us, the progressive movement. That's what they were saying about black folks. So H.G. Wells was right when he was talking about black people, based off of some of y'all comments. Y'all believe this?
No, nigga.
But see, you'll argue with me and tell me I'm wrong. But all you got to do is just sit back and listen to you Negroes talk. Because
if someone disagrees with you, you can have a discussion as to why. You don't have to necessarily say things that might be untrue about them.
They've taken away your ability to dream. You suffer from the Freddy Krueger effect. The minute you
this
go,
nigga always trying to make up shit. The Freddy Krueger effect, crack a toast, like
dream yourself outside of the positions that you in. Freddy is there to kill you and send your ass right back to the white man's world, and you live in his box and you manifest nothing. So it's just like you dying. You're living, but you're dead because you're not manifesting nothing outside of the box that he provides for you. That's why our communities look the way that they look. I call it the Freddy Krueger effect. You thought you was watching a movie? No, that wasn't.
A nigga write a book. Krakatosis and the Freddy Krueger. Andre says, Ed, I'm assuming you're talking about the hurricane. Did a stream a while back saying people are butchering Tariq's talking points and ruining the cause by calling everyone tethers because they want an internet gangbang. Yeah. Like, the people miss the context of certain terms. You're a tether if you're somehow benefiting from America and you're from a foreign country and you're downplaying blacks that are from here that paved the way for you. That's a tether. It's like, geez.
Entertainment, that was real life. When you go into the dream world, he ain't there to kill you. No, you ain't got no business dreaming, nigga. You gonna live in my box. You gonna talk about your people. You gonna hate your people. You gonna hate your communities. You gonna tear it up. When you make some money, you gonna come over the head of me. I even give you a little bit of white cooch or some Pink Panther. But I'm gonna take your best. I'm gonna put your baby.
This is a massive conflating of several issues that can be separate and examined individually. He's conflating everything just for the sake of dick policing.
He's on welfare when they turn 18. I need him for my prison industrial complex. I need him for my military. You don't have no autonomy over yourself at all. And guess what? Because I ain't gonna say you, we regurgitate all those talking points on ourselves every day. It is what it is.
No one was ready for what just happened.
Well, if there are undeniable facts, George Bacon, how can you argue with that? Remember, no one has successfully argued against a fact ever.
Hey, brother, but like I said, I'm not on your level yet. I'm trying to get my protein shakes up. But I want to tie up to what LER said, to what you said. And first,
let's say I want to be one of the good ones. Yeah, he's not like the others. Like, what up, Donnie? Long live the habitual line steppers. What's good?
LER handed it was an LA thing, right? And then what you just masterfully broke down. So I'm gonna just try to put my guess to it from what my little carnal knowledge can fathom. And that's this. If I'm a person like Jamie Foxx and I'm in Hollywood, I know that for me and my fan base, which, you know, like I said, is blacks and most.
Nigga, if you was Jamie Foxx, you ain't gonna get them white girls like that no motherfucking way. I mean, I don't try to judge looks or whatever, man, but, you know, no Diddy, but I think Jamie Foxx is probably more so of a Tyrone type than you'll ever be. You know, and I'm basing this on what this man says in the past. He has to buy it. He has to purchase it.
Blacks are, I won't say on the left, but let's say Democratic voters, something like that, right? I need to come out and talk about DEI. I need to come out and talk about white supremacy and racism. I need to come out and talk about
whatever. Hey, what up, Connie Cho Black? Yes, I'm still at it. I mean, I haven't been real consistent in the past year or so, but I'm getting back to it. You know, I feel like that, you know, a good word is needed every now and again. But thanks for coming through.
Things that Black Lives Matter, right? But at the same time, that's me talking about the system. But the system needs to know that I am non-threatening. They have to know that I'm compromised. And I have to signal that without saying that. Okay? And Cat Williams talked about that on the Shannon Club Shay Shay. They typically get somebody who is mulatto. Almost everybody has a mulatto wife. If I don't have that, I can get a white woman. Even if I'm not married to her, I am signaling to the white power structure, I'm okay. And a lot of black men don't want to really listen to this, but this is why I as a person that lives, and I'm very influenced by my brother here and my
shout out to black men for not wanting to listen to bullshit.
my big bro, LAR movement, right? Because both of these men have had influences on my life to where I am now. More or less George with some of the pro-black ideology that I, you know, since I met him. But I am signaling
that's not the flex you think it is.
That I'm okay. You ain't got to worry about me putting out the business. Give me my check, I'm gone. A lot of black men, what you don't understand, and this is one of the reasons why Latino people get respect right now. Asian men get respect right now.
Oh God, this shit. Ooh. That's why other groups get respect. Honestly, guys, you may think different from me, but I don't give a fuck about another group's respect. Period. I don't care.
Now, okay? When the black man is with a white woman, you ain't got to really say nothing. Even if you did meet her in college, right? Like, I'm gonna tell you a story. I was talking to Carlos a little bit earlier. Hold on. Ooh, my brother earlier today, right? When I was in Poland, I went to Poland. Sorry to be long-winded. When I first got there, September 15, 2015, I was in Warsaw, and I was going to my medical university of Lublin. I wasn't even really on YouTube then. I met a.
Hey, I'm glad you said that, Connie Chong Black, because one thing that I did notice is that the same people who was rocking with me 3, 4, 5 years ago, they're still here. So they're out there for those dudes with those bigger sub counts. I mean, I know you have some people that are loyal to you, but that means the world to me, that to, you know, be able to go live and to have people come back that's been here for a while. So that is a flex.
White lady. This is a true story. I'm a pro-black. Wasn't so much pro-black as I wasn't a little bit, but not as much as I was like in 2018, 2019. There was a young lady that I met at a cafe. And I don't know, man, I felt this like real crazy chemistry with her. It was like, you know, so I told her, look, I'm gonna come back the next day. I'm gonna come see you. I came back the next day. She happened to be there, right? And so I never saw her again, right? But in that moment,
take that how you want. I don't see the ugly nigga. No, I shouldn't have said that.
had I had like went further with her, here's what I would have sent to the rest of the white world. This man is compromised. He is non-threatening to the black power or the white power structure completely. That's what you say. He's not a person you can take serious. And every time I see a white man with a black person, not not necessarily a white person with a black individual, but I would assume.
Yeah, he was about to swing the pendulum the other way, and he had to clean it up real quick.
You're not a threat because you are with the person that's oppressing you in so many words. Because really, I'm gonna tell you like this: a lot of the issues that
okay, and I know I'm married, but I'm about to say something real, like, I don't know, pornographic. How is the white woman sucking my dick oppressing me? I mean, for those of you who, I mean, like, this is not really happening, but, this is just a question, just for discussion purposes. How is the white woman sucking my dick oppressing me? Oh, God, this feels so good. Oh, God, I can't go out in that world to succeed. Shut up.
Black men have with black women, they go and tell these white women. We're going to be honest, black men too. Black women, black men, they go and tell. Like, Ashley Janae, she goes and tells this guy about black men. Do you think that they got respect for y'all when y'all say this shit? Do you think that they care about that? Like, honestly, you black men or black women, y'all got problems with people in our community. You guys have white mates. Do y'all go and have white mates and never talk about this shit? You're a fucking lie. I believe 80 to 90% of y'all go and tell these people about our problems.
I believe. All right. By that logic, my dick is oppressing me many times. Yeah, oppression is a hell of a thing, ain't it? She can oppress me until I'm done. We do not talk about Keisha when we date out. He's literally making it up. No, we don't. We don't. Man. We care about what's going on with us. And Cortez said he has no proof, but Keisha is literally making YouTube channels with white men that diss black women. That diss black men. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, they do, man. They do. They got these little sit-down podcasts, man. I've been seeing so many sit-down podcasts, with black women dragging black men, and, it'd be in front of white dudes. There's one in particular, I forgot the name of it. It is, she flashes her white man in front of everybody. And this dude, like, for real, they lower their standards for them. Like, so.
And they get leverage over you. They get leverage over you. Oh, they know about your mom. I did a video today about the white girl, her little plan and strategy. They study us. They know us coming and going. So then you let somebody come into your mix. Oh, black women like this, black men like this. Oh, and I can tell you why y'all do it, because Africans do it all the time. When you're upset with your community and you date interracially, there's a reason why you do it. It's because you have an issue with your own group. Nobody just interracially dates outside their group.
Yeah. Africans have problems with, like, skin lightening creams and everything, but what the fuck they got to do with FBA?
All the time, if they don't have a problem with their own group. That includes Jimmy Fox. He don't date black women because he got a problem with black women somewhere, somehow. And that frustration, somebody know about it. And he tells his own women, because white women are concerned about black men that love black women. Even if they don't, white women are concerned about that. So the first thing a black man got to do is let the white woman know, look, I'm with you. I'm not really tripping on black women no more. Because white...
He can't say that. He can't say stuff like that because, a lot of black women, when there are problems and their issues with black men are exposed, or when they do shit like that, he got to lump black men in there too to do this kind of both logic. That both logic is fucking crap, but that's how he keeps the women in tune.
Women are threatened by black men that like black women. We know that for a fact. And so what I'm saying is, we give up our leverage all the time when we tell them our trash.
Okay, did O'Shea forget about Pink Pill or Synthetic G? No, I don't believe he has. He's just not mentioning them. And speaking of Synthetic G, O'Shea used to use the Rumble to give her and I don't know if many of y'all remember Taz's wife, Nyla. They are two bona fide black man haters that preach that shit on social media on a regular basis, with Synthetic G preaching genocide, because that's what it is. It's genocide. And O'Shea, including another black man hater, Paris Milan, he's promoted and endorsed all three of those women. O'Shea is a fucking hypocrite. Remember that YouTuber some years ago named The Honest Truth? O'Shea said I am not going to work with people under 10,000 subs. Specifically said that. And he made a lie out of himself twice when after he said that. He went on Mahogany Roots and MJ, which, me and her are cool. But he went on The Honest Truth. And they were both well under 10,000 subs. See, O'Shea wants to establish himself as a solution by promoting problems, by creating problems, by making problems even bigger. So he can come in with his sword and on his ugly ass horse and say he's here to solve that problem, which is a dubious, underhanded tactic. Void Sun Star says legacies is not just having children. Legacies are about nation building with independence, wealth, security, self-governance, and manifest destiny for a people leading holistically by their men, not other races. Remember, he promoted Irene Yvette Divester too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that'll make number 4. Yeah, he loved promoting divestors and black man haters because he's a black man hater himself. When you fall down the ugly tree and hit every branch, it makes you bitter.
So then they go and tell their family, oh yeah, my husband, he don't like black women, so he's cool, right? So now here's how it comes back though. Now, all of a sudden they know you
shut down another one.
Can't go back to the black community because you don't have no leverage. Right? You don't have a community. If something goes wrong, you don't have a community to go back to for real because you've already fucked yourself up. So how do people treat you when they have leverage over you? Well, it don't matter. They treat you like shit. Everybody who got leverage over you will use it. And so if you're in a relationship,
including black folks, exponentially, if a black person makes $2 more than the next black person, they will immediately thumb their nose to that black person.
Then you get mad. Somebody call you the N-word. Somebody say that you call you something else, you get upset, right? So you end up losing respect. So when somebody see you out there talking about Black Lives Matter, but your white girlfriend know that you've been talking about black women or black men or whatever, he's with us. He's cool. He don't really mean that. That's the joke. Just give him $1. And I'm gonna leave with this. Black men, you're fighting to be a joke is what I'm saying. And I understand that black women got problems. I understand that black men got problems. But what you're fighting for is not even ownership. Because a white man never gonna let you own what you can own with your own group. That's what black men don't get. You got more leverage with your own group.
Seriously. Black men have more leverage with our own group. Please come with receipts when you say shit like that. Because most of us don't believe it based on our own observations. It's like,
but when you get a white woman, you're not in the own group no more. You don't own nothing over there.
That's part of the crackatosis. What you just said.
You don't own shit over there with them. No.
There it is again. You got some of that crackatosis? Like, dude.
That's not a motherfucking thing.
But but see, remember what I said. You want to go LAR?
Go ahead. You got
this wine was building up, fam. I'm sorry.
That's why I said, because we suffer from crackatosis, we lost our ability to dream. You want to go into another man's yard where he done raised his family. They still have their intact culture, right? The Indian man, the Arab, the Arab, the African, and then here you come. What do you think of those men first think about you when they say you come over there? He going to work.
Who gives a fuck? Seriously. Who cares?
Every day to take care of his family and keep his culture intact. First thing he's saying in his mind is,
hey, UK Arsenal, don't let Medium Man see you say that. The black community is not a matriarchy. Yeah.
Why you not over there with your people?
Exactly.
Right? You want to run over and
exactly.
They're paying taxes.
Exactly.
They're building communities, but that's something they're not willing to do. And this is the thing where I'm telling our people. And I want to let our brothers understand this ain't an attack on black men, because in the house of dysfunction that we didn't create.
Could have fooled me.
All of us are dysfunctional. The women, the men, the children, everybody. But the thing is, we ain't got no friends and nobody coming to save us. We got to figure it out ourselves. One thing about me, I can say for me, I use myself as an example. The only reason why I've been married, well, not the only reason. I've been married going on 26 years now because at some point when I woke up, the brother from the Nation of Islam, Zachary Ricketts, gave me knowledge of something. He gave me the game. And he said something to me, LAR, when I was about 22 years old, when I first started understanding what was happening to us. And
this man had a Spike Lee's Malcolm X moment. Shout out to Passport King. He said, I once respected Media Man, but he revealed himself to be nothing more than a grifter. Media Man does come with a lot of data and statistics. I will tell you that. And he can give you a lot of talking points. But he's kind of like O'Shea in the vein of whenever black men disagree with him, he throws a temper tantrum. Shout out to Irvin Reed. He says, salute Kevin Chat. Hashtag LLTHLS. Had listen from the beginning. Pandering is one thing, but grifting is another. And to grift off, depolicing is rainbow as hell. I mean, all right. So
what was happening outside, the way the system was set up. He said, you got to go the opposite way of what they present to you. Whatever they present to you, go the other way. Right? So I've been married because I looked at my life. Damn, I'm in this prison. I'm fighting this case. I'm doing all this. If it was left
great idea,
the way that they had it set up, I was either supposed to be in one of their universities doing nothing, or in the prison dead. Like, what is the identity of a black American outside of nigger culture and the white man system? What is our identity? Who are we?
Hey, you cannot blame an entire culture for your own conditioning. Seriously. I mean, yes, we do endorse nigger culture quite a bit, but I mean, that's your own conditioning as well. I don't believe our base culture is that. There are plenty of black men that don't believe our base culture is that. Yes, it's widespread, but hey, give some brothers some credit.
Right, exactly.
Right? Who are we? So it's our job to build it. So what I'm saying is I've been married for 26 years because I wanted to be married. I made a choice. I said, I'm gonna go and do this. I was watching my homies have a bunch of baby moms and girls get pregnant. I said, I've been married more than half my life because I made a choice. But the first thing was I had to realize that I had a choice.
Right.
I had a choice. I had a choice of loving my people.
Right.
That don't mean I gotta stay in a ghetto mentality. No.
Loving your people means what? You gotta marry a black woman. You got to. If we're gonna have this standard, we need to be consistent across the board. And I still really don't give a fuck. Yeah. Said once again, he's saying black culture is hood shit, and then turned around and told everybody it's their programming when they say it. Now, Kev, you can't include all black women in this fuckery either. What we're doing, yeah, there are exceptions. There are exceptional black men, and there are exceptional black women. 90% of black men are good brothers, and 10% of the unapologetic reprobates, pookies, ray-rays, and thuggos that all black men get blamed for despite us not being responsible for their behavior. Yeah, we were supposed to lead. How can you lead? How can you lead people who refuse to follow?
First of all, majority of blacks don't even live in ghettos. There's a portion of us, but we got this mentality that we just the bottom of the barrel, the worst of the worst, because they done told you a nigga so much you believe it. Whether you want to.
Man, shut up. All right, look. I mean, well, I can't tell them to shut up. I mean, seriously, that's I'm doing a reaction, but thank you, Urban Reed, for the super chat. He said, did he just ask what is our culture, but just deny Fresh Prince as an accurate reflection? LOL. All right, thank you for that super chat. Okay, the hypocrisy. Yes.
On the block with the hot clock or in the boardroom. It's the same thought process. You believe it. You believe, I'll give you an example. If you're going for a promotion over there in that corporation in the boardroom and you don't get it, you lose to the white man, you just say, all right, back to the drawing board. He ready to jump off the building and die because he lost to a black man. That's the psychology. That's the thought process that they done did to us.
Right.
You just say, oh, well. So no, it's no different. You got crackatosis, but don't realize it.
Y'all got some of that crackatosis?
Right. George B. Let me just before you brother LR, let me just shout out to people. Guys, I know some people want to come up. O'Shea, you can hop on the panel, ask about the podcast. Yeah, I think that guy, he's like a psychologist or whatever, psychiatrist. Is that what he is?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's a smart guy, man. I don't know what I would add to him. He's very talented.
Okay, I'm for the fast forward I'm going to react to when Game Changer came up to the panel. I've read to the first, then Game Changer, then I'll give my final thoughts, and then it's whatever after that. But I did tag these brothers to this show, so I mean, if they're watching, I just want to make sure that I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody. I don't have to. I mean, if y'all don't want to converse with me, that's fine. That's fine also. I mean, I don't care. But when you have influence in spaces like this and you say stupid shit that really has like very little to no basis, you need to be called out. And a lot of these things they're saying can be disproven with data, but I didn't want to get that far into it. When it's an opinion piece, you can debunk it. You can debunk it very easily. So, man, let me fast forward.
But yeah, sure, I don't mind.
Let me fast forward to when Game Changer came up there, because I mean, these some echo chamber guys. All of them, really, all three of them for real, are really seriously guilty of promoting things that are at Chaos Reign came up there. Oh shit. Let me see what happened with Chaos Reign. Let's see this. Let's see what happened. Okay, let's see what
Zero Trust makes zero sense in this ebook.
That dude look like Blurred Without Fear. Man, Blurred, let me tell y'all something about Blurred Without Fear real quick. Blurred Without Fear was on Threads. And he made it was a thread where this feminine with this blatant wig on. I mean, you could tell it was a wig. Like that shit was big as fuck. She was talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryan and how she got exposed. And Blurred Without Fear came on her post and said, well, Harriet Tubman would have shot her and Kevin Samuels. It's like, I'm like, Blurred Without Fear, like saying stuff about Kevin Samuels. Not that I rush in to defend Kevin Samuels every time, but I kind of called him on his decency about that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That man been dead for like 4 years. Like, get off his nutsack. I mean, shit, let him rest. I'm that kind of person. So he blocked me. So he's a blurred with fear. So what up, Ray Hummer? Yeah, we'll give you we saw what you were saying in the chat, man. We gave you a shout out. So let's see what Chaos Reign had to say. I want to see this.
Generally, that a lot of us either we emulate or pay attention that.
Okay, let me bring my brother Chaos Reign. He's been waiting for a long time. Then Charlie Chan TV. Chaos, is that the one that always smoking weed all the time?
Yeah, that's Chaos.
No, I don't smoke weed.
What's up, Chaos?
It's the same smoke weed.
He always smoke all the time, right?
No, this is not the one smoker. You know who this is? O'Shea, long time. What's good, O'Shea? And what's good?
Yeah, I know Chaos Reign. What's going on?
Yes.
How you doing? Good.
At least he stood on his.
Yeah, very interesting topic in regards to these black celebrities and they're sleeping white. We got to keep in mind that these are the reflection of these men in general that a lot of us either we emulate or pay attention that their decisions are the decisions at the end of the day. But in regards, if they're really serious about talking about blackness, right, it has to be an overall reflection. You can't say it, you have to be officially be it, And it's funny with Jamie Foxx. I thought he had one black child, the oldest one, decades ago. But I don't know if he had a child by a black woman. I can't remember because I'm going to go back far. But the video itself shows that most of his women that he deal with, that he has children with, are mostly European. So it tells you where what he really wants at the end of the day. Now, could it be that some psychology, he so interact with these women and have children? It's possible. I mean, if you look at his background, it's not all that. Him and his upbringing is not really that perfect, but still at the end of the day, we have to look at the overall climate of where we are as people and the necessariness and the seriousness.
Let me ask you a question, Cass. How did he grow up? Like, he grew up with his grandma in Terrell, Texas? Like, Terrell's about Dallas, right?
Yes, Texas, yes, correct.
He had a Jerry curl like yours, O'Shea.
Nah, my shit was way better than his, nigga. Don't even fucking play, nigga. I was at my mom's park with that. Listen, I had a curl and a perm at the same time. My shit fell out, nigga.
He had a Hollywood show Jerry curl.
My shit, anybody?
Weather, what's good, man? What's good? He said we're better and worse than we are decades ago as a group. Greatest contradiction in human history. Black people are like a sub 500 team that keeps making the playoffs on the last day of the season. What's good, man? Good to see you, brother. Said what's crazy is that almost all black men from the 70s back had white husbands, even the side characters from Good Times. I think you meant black women. Yeah, I think that was a typo, but I can say that is true in the case of Tom and Helen Willis. Yeah. And they want you to believe that Tom and Helen Willis produced a completely dark-skinned black daughter. All right.
From the black community, know you put a perm and a curl at the same time, your shit will fall the fuck out. Is it true? My shit fell out, nigga. Well, my grandma, I was a test dummy for all her shit. Yeah,
you remember that Jericho back then in the late 90s? I'm still rocking that shit.
Nigga, yes.
Hold up.
What? Bro, my grandma was a beautician. That wave Nouveau, that roll the curl, all of that. Nigga.
Yeah. Rollers in and everything.
Yes. No, I didn't have a roller then, nigga. I had that little. Couldn't afford the activator one day, nigga. That shit was dry. I was at the water fountain trying to get my shit together, nigga. Shit. I was looking like C.L. Franklin.
You know, man.
Hey, Weather, I think that was a typo. Seriously, I know you joking about that, but I believe that was a typo. Cause like I said, he might have been referencing Tom and Helen Willis. But okay, shout out to Revelator and shout out to Indigo Flow. What's good? Helen was a 304 in the Jeffersons and got some black dick on the side. LOL. Oh man, yeah, they never really leave the black men alone. They sleep white though.
And Jim Carroll.
Your shit will fall out if you put a permanent curl. It will fall out. Am I lying?
No.
Okay.
No, but go ahead, Chaos. You was talking.
Yeah, Chaos Rain got a little bit.
Yeah, man. So that was his upbringings. It sounds good and nice, but really at the end of the day, I look at some of these cats that talk that stuff, and I say, you're not reflection. And unfortunately, how our community operates is, especially as black men, certain black men, we can't take it too seriously at the end of the day. Personally, I mean, there's something to learn and understand, what they're saying, but at the end of the day, you're not really living that life, and you can't live that life because.
Why did you say black men can take it seriously? I'm curious about that. You said.
Wait, I was gonna say something.
You said why we can't take it too seriously. Why did you say that? Go ahead.
Because for the few black men that, let's say they do swirl, right, or have a different racial woman, right? We as men, if we about seriousness, right, and we talking about blackness, we have to really walk it, like, cause we have to be, so no one else know we're not contradiction, because we say I'm pro-black, this is that, but they see our mate is opposite, and this is for other men to see. Now I know most men say we don't care about other men, but you got to be honest that we're talking about a serious walk, thin line about the racial aspects. And if we're not really going all the way in, we're just like, tippling. And that a lot of people just look at it and say, it sounds nice, but you're not really that serious. How really about that, It should be all the way in. That's my thinking, so.
Okay. You bring up a strong point. Like, yeah, go ahead.
My bad. I don't want to go by without saying that.
That nigga need to get arrested right there. Who the fuck is that? Nigga said I had a perm in my beard once or twice. Call the police. He must be from South Carolina. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, speaking of Jamie Foxx, I got to keep it a buck because I forgot something.
Go ahead.
He might not be considered pro-black. But he's pro-family. Because if I'm not mistaken, his father wound up going to jail, but he winds up.
Oh, look, it's Big J Triple X. How you doing, brother? Hey, I'll just say this. I remember a while back you made that weak-ass diss video about me. I will say at least you tried. Okay, let's continue.
He takes care of his mother, his father, because they had an issue too. And he took care of his sister who had special needs until she died. So he might not be considered pro-black community, but because they all lived in his house. So I can't just skip over the fact he's very much so pro-family. Because something would happen to his father, like his father got like some years for a drug charge. I think his mother kind of like he got adopted or something like that. And she kind of left him. And at some point, as an adult, she came and she stayed with him. So his parents both stayed together. They're not together, but they stayed in the house with him, just like his sister did before she passed. So I do got to put that out there. I want to be fair on that.
Okay. Shout out to Brother Chaos Rain, man. Hey, man, I'm having a good time. And I am fucked up. Me and my editor.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me go ahead and react to the part with Game Changer. And believe me, man. I mean, I don't agree with everybody say or whatever. I mean, I could agree with Game Changer to a certain extent. But O'Shea said something very significant. And you when he says it, you're gonna hear it. And I don't know who this dude is, so let's just get the game changer.
Let me just be the.
But Charlie, email me at Penn. I'm gonna give you a whole interview.
Let me.
You brought me a good topic, brother. We're gonna go to the Hall of Fame with that one, brother. We can listen
Hey, you know
to
what?
the
Can I
Hall
say
of
this
Fame.
before I go?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow I'm doing a live on
Hold that
how
thought.
femininity affecting the black household.
Okay.
You know what I mean? How it was put there in structure to separate the black man from the black woman. But with that, I digress.
Yes.
Man, shut the fuck up, man. The most black men that are married and in relationships are with black women. I mean, you can't get pussy hurt about the few that's with other races of women. And, then like I said, for the brothers who leave, how the fuck do you incentivize men to stay? You just can't say, oh, skin color. When y'all act like bitches and little old pooky ass thugs and act like people are talking and acting white just for just showing their intelligence. I mean, you can't do that. You incentivize motherfuckers to stay. So.
Okay, email me. I'm gonna get Brother MK Terrell. Brother, I still see you. I'm gonna interview all of y'all because y'all.
Cortez and Weathers getting into it down there. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, go ahead, man. We welcome that discourse here. We don't run an echo chamber.
Oh, I like this. So, Brother Charlie, let me go ahead. Let Brother LAR I'm gonna bring my brother Game Changer because he's crazy. I'm gonna bring on Brother. Man, I love this, man. I'm missing y'all. Go ahead, Brother LAR.
So let me just be the villain. How about this is a relationship problem? People want to be players and prostitutes until they damn near 80 years old, and then want to act like that's not what they was doing. Let's just call it.
My grandma was like that.
People out here really.
My grandma Emma was like that.
I'm looking for somebody really good. Yeah, I'm looking for somebody good and wholesome, and somebody a good woman, wife material, good man. But guess what you're doing? You're on Instagram DMing the freakiest looking girl you can find.
No, that's right.
So
O'Shea only DM.
This is the issue, even without some new ass.
Okay, great.
Oh boy. Hey, thanks, man. I had 40 in here. I hope y'all are pressing that like button. I think the last time I looked, it was like, let me see. Let me look real quick.
The milestone.
Here comes Game Changer.
You gotta bring him on. He gonna come with some bullshit. But what's up?
Here we go.
You got the little air filter in the background. You ready? What's up, Game Changer, man? Come on, family. What's up?
Nothing much. I didn't really hear it. That's the AC. I'll turn it down or I'll turn it on. I really need it this time of night.
Well, you're in Arizona. Where you at now? In Cali, Arizona? Where you still in West?
No, I'm still in Cali. Not
in the LA area, right?
We grew up. No, I grew up in Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from the Bay Area. Okay. What high school did you go to?
I'm not gonna say what high school I went to, but remember we went to university real close together.
Well, I went to St.
Some people want their anonymity because people be doxing because of hurt feelings and shit. And it's illegal in the state where I'm from, so you can try it with me. I ram the law right up your fucking ass. I mean, that's it is what it is, man. Y'all people be playing and shit. Y'all be playing with people's careers and people's livelihoods just because your feelings got hurt. So it's being that I'm not that sensitive. I'll just I can't show my hand on there completely, but let's just say. Don't try that shit with me. But we do have 39 likes up in here. And, if you haven't pressed like, please do so.
I went to Sacramento State. I don't know where you went.
Yeah, I'm not going to say which one, but it was very close.
With the white women. He was on the other side.
All right. Well, Sacramento,
okay, go ahead.
State got a lot of white women too. And yeah, I was with them too.
Yeah, he was definitely with the white women.
Yeah. And rightfully so, because there's a lot of things that, it's a big ask for any group of women to ask a man to reduce his mating options to only 13%. Like that is a huge ask. Black American women are only 13% of the population. Imagine going to a club or something. And
I think we're all 13%, right?
We're all 13%, exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah.
We're all 13%. But if you went to a club and somebody said you could only talk to 13% of the women, you would be upset. You would feel enormously reduced. If somebody said that you could only apply to 13% of the jobs out there, you would feel extremely limited. If someone was to say you can,
I'm sure he's talking about 13% of the population, but that doesn't include black men and black women, so that would make black women even smaller population than that. I see what he's saying, but
only buy 13% of the products on Amazon, you would be extremely limited. They say you can only shop at 13% of the grocery stores. You would be extremely limited. What you're asking when, or what black women are asking black men.
when I put comments on the screen, I do understand that everybody's not going to agree. So when I put the Game Changer Lane comment on the screen, that wasn't a shot at Game Changer, because see, I turn around and somebody who actually likes Game Changer, can rock with his rhetoric, said something too. So that's just my example of discourse. Like, that's all. So, I mean, if the brother's taking it the wrong way, hey, I can't help that shit. I know, you know where I'm at.
For racial solidarity is that we reduce our mating options to only 13%. They ask you to do that, and then if and when you do, they shoot you down. So
Hey, I'll just say something about your comment, Big J Triple X. It's very futile to argue with statistics and in fact. It's very futile to do that. A lot of people don't like that, but my thing is about that is tough titty. If you don't like the data, change the fucking data. But shout out to New for the Cash App. I really appreciate that. All right. He says what a white women at. All right, thanks, man. I really appreciate that though. Always grateful.
Can't really you can't really ask for men to continue to stay in this type of situation. Jamie Foxx is 58 years old. He finds happiness where he finds it. I mean, I don't know what his experience with black women, during that time, but I do know that it would not be in his best interest to reduce his mating options so much.
Okay, my question to you is, I don't have an issue being that I grew up in California like yourself.
Yeah, that is some weak ass shit to call the Black Manosphere a hate group when we don't spew hate. Yet you got divestors out there talking about, let's get the cops to shoot these black men, and there ain't no excuse for that. Ain't no excuse for that. Oh, they talking about the niggas. They talking about a certain no. They say black men, and then you got another bitch out there, damn, advocating for genocide. Which, if you're not willing to cover that, man, you're being a fucking hypocrite. And and my suggestion to any black man to whom rhetoric is like is scorned upon by people like that, honestly, dude, double down, do it twice as hard, piss them off even more. If you're not gonna call all of it out, don't call none of it out. But of course, I can't tell you what to do. So you take the risk with shit like that.
I don't have a problem with what you're saying, but I do think this, like Jesse Williams, for example, we're going to be better for black women. You end up with a non-black wife. The kind of racist apologetics, the white man got his foot on my neck. That's the issue that I have with Jamie Foxx, not necessarily what you're talking about.
And shit, look, hey, when you're trying to run an outrage economy, they feel like people like Cynthia G are necessary because she really pisses people off, and pissing people off drives engagement. It gets more ads watched. Is money for the platform, because when you try to do something like stand on truth and facts, you may not get as much engagement. You might not get as much push, So that's why she's always been able to manage to stay. Plus, I think she's kind of an agent too. She might be getting paid for that shit, but that's just speculation. That's just conspiracy theorizing.
Understand if a person takes that position, but then if you have the same talking points as somebody like a Dr. Umar Johnson, if you're lock in step with somebody like a Louis Farrakhan, which Jamie Foxx, a lot of the stuff that he says is lock in step with somebody who is, or you would at least infer is pro-black. That's the part. Like Game Changer, when I hear you talking, you don't come off to me as something like you're a pro-black male historically from what I know about you, but if I didn't know you, I don't see you as a person that's sounding similar to Dr. Umar or Louis Farrakhan. But Jamie Foxx and Van Jones do. So what about the black men who are not as upfront as you about what you want?
Van Jones is not a good example at all. He's a shill. Not good, not at all.
With your dating options, and then they talk like they want to protect and love black women when that's not really what their agenda is. I think that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know if Jamie Foxx, I mean, his daughters are at least mixed. I was looking at them, but I don't know if.
Look at that smug look on George Macon's face.
If his primary agenda is to, protect and love on black women. I mean, you do want the best for them. How even if in many cases, and unfortunately too many cases, you find out that they are not the best for you. You still want them to prosper and things like that. It's just one of those things. Just because
So, Game Changer, what's the best for you?
on who's ever best. I mean, hopefully she looks like a young nigga good.
But you singled out black women when you made that statement. That's why I asked you that.
No, I'm saying in Jamie Foxx's case, it doesn't seem as though a black woman was best for him.
No, but what I'm saying is I was listening intently. You mentioned black women as like the underbelly on multiple times. So what I'm saying, and when I was listening, so I'm saying it's obvious that black women wouldn't be your choice because they wouldn't, they may not choose you. So what would be your choice? Because it's definitely not black women based off of me hearing you talk.
Well, there's a lot. I don't really have a choice based on ethnicity. There are some ethnicities that I find more attractive than others. Black women.
What he's trying to say is basically he's requiring Game Changer to take a position. If you're not all in for the black woman, you must be talking about someone else. And if he wants to be a Michael B. Jordan, if he wants to white milk, chocolate milk, strawberry milk, if he wants to do that, that's his goddamn business.
It's one of those.
But it wouldn't be a black woman.
Physically, O'Shea, Ethiopian is at the top. Is at the top of all women.
Okay, that's still kind of black.
That is black.
It is black. It is very black.
Yeah.
It depends. Sometimes.
Why do you say sometimes?
Nah.
Stupid ass gatekeeping.
They're diverse too. Okay, so Ethiopians. Who else?
Because a lot of them mix with them damn Italians.
And Arab too, by the way. But
we know what the original Ethiopians look like. And then
hold on.
Hey, George Macon is married. So that would be kind of a moral contradiction. I mean, but he's made a lot of assumptions about black people and black men this whole time. So, fair game.
Hold on. Let them build.
Well, no, I mean, whatever they're mixed with, I like it. So,
no, but hold on. George. Let them build, brother. Let them build. James, give me your top, brother. Stop being from Philly, brother. Let the young brother build. James, give us the top 10. Boom, knock them down.
My top 10 ethnicities. All right, Ethiopian, Eritrean. If you want to count that as one, we could do that. Followed by Brazilian, Colombian, some type of Slavic, but not like a standard wash white girl.
Okay. So hold on. I'm sorry. My brother Q, the legend in Brooklyn. Shout out to my brother. You don't want to bring me on the panel sometime. I'm fucking with him. Okay, so number one is Ethiopian, and who else is what?
Brazilian, Ethiopian, Colombian, Slavic.
Okay, Brazilian. Is it Brazilian? No,
Oh, he shouted out Q Butter. Q Butter appeared on the Rumble a lot, and he appeared on Nyla's channel on Ren Judah. I don't know if y'all remember Ren. He used to appear on her channel too, but it's y'all know about Q Butter. I mean, but he's doing some good for his community, opening up his own school. He did exponentially more than Umar.
I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt you, but are we talking about like Afro, Latina, Brazilian, Colombian, or European, Brazilian, Colombian? Because there's a difference.
There is a difference.
Ethiopians are comprised of over 70 different ethnic groups. Yeah, that's why we really had to stop using the term African American, because that's a real slippery slope right there. So yeah, so you got to really watch it, with these people.
I don't make that distinction when I say Brazilian because it encompasses both. But no, both okay. Afro and Euro Latina, because it's really the facial features that and the body structure that I'm more interested in.
Okay, because I've been to Brazil. Brazil was lit. I ain't gonna tell you what I was doing out there, but I'm saved now, filled with the Holy Ghost. Okay, the third was what? I'm
not gonna say what I was doing out there. Dude, we know you pay for pussy, man. You said it before. I mean, hey, whatever. I mean, if you want to be a hypocrite about what the passport bros are doing and you're doing it yourself,
Russian and what else?
Slavic and then half black Filipino, okay. Nordic, anywhere, any region, any Norwegian country.
So Norway, Sweden,
yeah,
Denmark. Okay.
Why are you laughing at that, bro?
You said Nordics.
Man, stop laughing, brother. Let the brother build up, brother. Stop being. Not everybody gonna be pro-black like us, nigga. So stop laughing. You Philadelphia.
So I spoke to Q Butter a few times, and the last time I told him I was like, I like what he does for the kids, but I don't like he supports Cynthia G. He told me that's his friend. Oh, okay. Makes me not want to send my kid to your school, but of course I don't live in the same state anyway. I mean, if you're going to endorse people like that, you cannot be trusted on a micro level. I would say that.
That's crazy. Okay, go ahead, brother. Tell me. Don't listen to him, brother. He's physical. Okay, so Nordics, right? The Sweden, Denmark, Norway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what else after that?
Okay, then after that, like Costa Rica, Panama area, Dominican.
God damn.
How many do I have? How many do I have left?
I got an interview with him. He crazy.
And then Japanese,
okay.
and then white American. I was like confused.
Yeah,
no, it's a very precise thing.
No, I'm confused.
Okay.
Oh shit, my brother Aaron Ferris in here.
The reason why I'm confused, Game Changer, if you have this contempt, because I was listening to you, this contempt for black women, and you say more than likely they're not going to choose.
I didn't hear contempt at all. Yeah, we got 48 in the building. I got 40 likes. If you haven't, please hit that like button.
When we had these conversations, It's obvious that you ain't thinking about no black American woman. Why even get in them?
Okay, it's not that I have contempt for them. I feel that they're not choosing. One thing that I consider when I was naming my top 10 is that they are monstrously fat. So if you were to take that out, then they would definitely be in the top 10, up there with your tree and stuff like that. But they are. So that's why they're not in the top 10. And it's not contempt. It's just, the lifestyle that they lead is not consistent with what I find attractive in a woman physically.
Right. So the question I asked, you didn't answer the question. What I'm saying is, based off when we having these pro-black conversations about the topic, why even get in the topic? This shouldn't even interest you, based off what you're saying.
Well, O'Shea, yeah, I understand. O'Shea invited me, and and I can understand why, because you don't want an echo chamber in such topics. But what I wanted to bring to this conversation is the mathematics of it. It's not really practical for any man to reduce his options in anything to only 13%. And that's what I initially stated.
Yeah, but
it has nothing to do with contempt or anything like that. Like, you shouldn't reduce your options to 13%. We as men do not have like women, like they have like a 90% success rate.
As a black man, a foundational black man in America, it is your choice if you want to reduce your options, but you don't have to. We are about the agency of black men. I am with black men having any type of relationship they want. I mean, as far as it affecting the credibility on how you speak about the black community, that depends solely upon your attitude and your rhetoric, not just the fact that you're dating someone outside the race. So if you are a black man and you're with a Hispanic woman, but you want to, promote and endorse and uplift the foundational black American community, hey, you definitely can. You definitely can. And that's where my position is on that.
Meaning that 90% of the men that they are interested in is going to reciprocate even at the short term. We don't have that. Well, therefore, mathematically, it is not going to be in our best interest to really reduce our options. Okay, let me finish your response.
Okay.
It's not going to be in our best interest to reduce our options that way. It simply isn't.
I think that's a crock of crap, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Go for it.
Hold on, George. I just want to ask one question before you get them, and then so let me ask you, Game Changer. So, do you feel like if you have a kid with somebody that's non-black, do you feel like that child is contributing to the paradox of interracial dynamics of colorism, things like that in the black community? That child is actually going to create a bigger problem for racism, white supremacy, if you have that child with somebody who is non-black.
You know why that's fucking dumb? Because the kids don't have a choice of who they are. That's really fucking dumb. And no, the answer is no.
Maybe, but what I've come to learn, O'Shea, is that having a child that's 50% black is better than having no children at all. So, I mean, it's a greater contribution to the black community than no children.
No, O'Shea, don't let them get away with that. No, we got the.
No, wait. George, let the brother build up, man. We can't be. Listen. We hold on, bro. We gotta be fair. We may not agree with the brother. We gotta listen. We can't get other panels out here and get black issues. Let him build.
I want to have a conversation.
Let him. I know you want to get him, family. We pro blacks. I understand.
Let the man finish, and then you can say what that's the most sensible thing. Let the man finish, and then say what you're gonna say if it's that damn important. If you think it's that damn superior, let him get it out, and then you call yourself debunking it.
No, I don't want to get him. I want to ask him a question. I want to ask him.
Let him talk, brother. Let him build it up.
I'll continue with that explanation.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you have people like Michael B. Jordan, 37 years old, no children. Perhaps he's waiting to have like a Lori Harvey style pure black child with no success. And then you have people like Jamie Foxx, Barack Obama. Well, not necessarily Barack Obama because of Michelle, but Barack Obama himself. And then you have You have Dave Chappelle. These are people who began their families at a younger age. Why? Because they opened up their options to the other 87% of the women in the world, and they started having children who, ironically, are close to Michael B. Jordan's age. So for the sake of solidarity, what we're doing is we are not having any children at all. Our birth count, our fertility rate is low. It's 1.52. It's very low. It's below replacement. Our community will be gone if we continue at this rate. So I think that, having a mixed community is better than having no community.
What if you could make a song using only your voice?
Oh boy, these apps.
You have a response?
Okay, let him respond. Oh, hold on, who's night shift mom, baby? You looking good, girl. You gonna be a mom again? Fucking with me. Oh, girl, pass it. I'm happy we're experiencing something. Nothing is better. But thank you, baby. I'm gonna go ahead on and wherever you at, I'm gonna come find you, baby. You looking good. Go ahead and build it up, brother George.
I don't think the audience.
Oh yeah, you got a payment.
I'll interview you on this, brother. I'll give you. Listen, I like your opinion on it. I don't agree with everything, but I like the opinion.
He said it's better to have children with those other women than not to have none at all. Right. He made that statement. The one thing I call bullcrap on is you pigeonholed our community to just that standard where the East Indian, the Arab, the Asian, they come over, they go outside their ethnic group, they slang and bang, but then when it's time to get married, they go back to their people and they pass their culture down generationally.
Nah.
So everybody goes and do it. It has nothing to do with us. That's all a bunch of word jargon that means nothing. When you talk about the 13% of the population, everybody in America on the weekends in big cities across this country, man, people singing and banging all over the place, all ethnic groups, man, everybody. But when you see a lot of people, when it's time for them to get married, the majority of them go back to their people. So the thing is,
the majority of us go to our people too.
Right. So what I'm saying,
that's true.
No. I'm going back because of what you said.
The majority of us go to our people. So how are we different than the other groups that you're comparing to?
Because of what you said. You went to us. When you used us, you went to percentages and numbers and all these stupid breakdowns. When you just said the majority of us go to us. You didn't have to go to all the numbers. All you got to do is just say, hey man, I like going out and get some fortune cooking coochie every now and then. I like to go over here. You went into a whole bunch of word salad that meant nothing, right, to intelligent people. Because like I said, all groups are going out and doing what they want to do when they want to.
George, just address his point without.
No, I am addressing all. Get out of this, O'Shea.
You gotta call it stupid and all that. No, but I'm trying to say is, we want to be fair, brother.
No, because what I'm saying
he didn't call no names, so we want to be fair. Brother Peel, we gonna be fair, family.
Oh shoot! I think I violated that many times during this broadcast. I mean, I used to run a smoke show that no one would come to just because I did this very thing, and I don't pull any punches with BS. I really don't. I don't have any time for that shit. So
fair pro-blacks, brother.
No. This game changer. I've been doing this with him for years. Game changer is very, very, very.
I know he does.
He's very.
Okay. All right. He said, "Oh, so making hate stats." I remember a while back. I think it was the breakdown on Woman's Perspective last live. It was the last live they did. I think they either interviewed Man of Tomorrow or Super Sly 75, which was kind of sus. Anyway, the interview Manosphere haters. But at the same time, I mean, Courtney Michelle and Charles Faulkner was on the panel when they opened it up. And Courtney Michelle was citing stats. And New remembers this. New was watching. He was in the chat. Courtney Michelle was citing stats. George Macon and Uncle Stu from the block was praising her for it. Charles Faulkner, the officer Faulkner, started citing stats. And they got mad. I wouldn't say they got mad, but then they started disagreeing. Oh, you guys are weaponizing stats. You're using stats the wrong way, blah, blah. How's using stats the wrong way? You state the stat and that's it. I mean, even New was like stats in the hat. Yeah. Man of Tomorrow, Man of Tomorrow was a huge fan of mine, if you remember. But no, George Macon does not hate stats. He only hates stats when it comes from the people that he don't agree with, which is usually a black man. But when it comes from a person that he agree with, which is usually a black woman, then he's okay with stats.
slide. He game changer slick in his talk. He ain't talk, right. And, you know, he don't get riled up, but he say a lot of slick stuff, right? Real cool. Yeah, very tactical. So what I'm saying, all I'm saying.
Yeah, so we gotta approach him the way he's presenting himself.
Yeah,
so we don't
when he came to the black side, he went and said, "Well, we got these numbers, we got this," but then he said, "Well, the majority of us go to each other, right?" all I was saying to my brother game changer was if in these type of conversations, if that ain't based off the topic, the black woman ain't your cup of tea. Why even get in it? Then when you get in it, I'm gonna pass it back to you. When you get in it, you start pulling out these you holding us to these percentages of what we should and shouldn't do. No, that's just everybody. But we see that these other groups, they're gonna get some black cooch, but then they'll go right back to their people when it's time to marry the majority of them. So don't hold us to a different standard than everybody else.
Okay. One of the major differences.
Why shouldn't we, as FBAs, hold ourselves to a certain standard? I really hate this shit. Where when we start holding ourselves to a standard, you always got somebody that's got to be, well, what about the white people? What about the Asian people? What about the Latino? Who fucking cares? Like, damn, let us uplift ourselves and hold ourselves to a gold standard. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Oh, man, these white people better be good. Like, that's what I'm supposed to say? No, I take pride in my people. I want my people to do better.
Because you mentioned India, and so we'll use that as an example, is that the Indian women marry the Indian men back. It's part of their culture. You see, when I said that most of the time we marry each other, what I should have said was most of the time we get married, we marry each other. Most black men are not married at all. And
yeah, give us a goddamn credit. Yeah, most black men on any level of income who are married, who are in relationships, are with black women. Most six-figure earner black men are with black women. Those are the facts. You can't argue with that. Give us some damn credit. That's why these motherfuckers that be calling themselves pro-black ain't really pro-black.
That is a problem.
Right.
So once again, if the options is no marriage and no family, or a mixed one, then I think that it would be intelligent for many brothers to pick a mixed one.
You fell right into my trap.
No, I didn't. But no, I'm done. So go ahead and spring your trap.
Maybe the option is an option.
Well, everybody's option is their option, but however, it would benefit each person to not eliminate the 13%, but open themselves up to 100% of the heterosexual female population.
No, but hold on, don't go there yet, game changer. No. Stay right there.
Hold on. Let me just say this. Real quick.
Yeah, before LAR. Yeah, he said the dark ones. We marry the dark. Yeah, we do. The colorism argument is BS too. Yeah, it's so much BS. And I said this 2 times already. Colorism is an ugly girl's problem. That's all. That's it. It's an ugly girl's problem. They're not pro-black. I know. They have a very skewed definition of it.
We do have this thing where people have the belief that they have unlimited options. The same way we used to talk about women having options and relationships are 2 different things. Options keep you believing that you can always have another option. That doesn't mean you're gonna ever have a relationship. You get what I'm saying?
Brother, that's why you are the.
When you have options, you have things to choose from. That's what an option is. You know, doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you're right. Doesn't mean you're gonna be in a relationship, but it could very well mean you fucking. So
it's always that.
Say it again, brother. Say it again. Say it again. What did you say it again? You forgot?
Options just means you got options. That doesn't mean you got relationships. You just got options. Yeah, that's it.
Every time this nigga says something, I never thought about. The Lord is busy.
I got a question for game.
Well, I mean, options. I mean,
let him build, man. He was building up, brother. Let LAR talk. Man. Y'all was fucking up the ginger shit. No, he was thinking about something else to say that was glorious.
He was done.
No, he wasn't. He was building it up. That's why I don't deal with you.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let game changer.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's exactly what I was talking about. That's why I don't deal with you niggas. That's why I don't deal with you niggas. Actually, you are dealing with them niggas at the time. And, you know, like I said, O'Shea, he left the space a long time ago, and he left everybody with the bag. You know, he built it on a foundation of shit. And then he didn't want to take any accountability for it. So I'm gonna finish this part with Game Changer, and then I'm gonna, probably wrap it up.
Well, I mean,
Man, these niggas
lead to relationships. And the
niggas. Hey, for all y'all in those spaces that always talk about niggas this, niggas that, niggas things, I got my eye on you. Period. And in certain chats, these niggas thing, niggas. Okay, you white? Fuck nigga. Like I can do the same thing. Shoot, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. So, dude, we have conversations about how weak you are all fucking day.
The quality relationships you can choose from.
Okay.
Hey, Game Changer. So
yeah, but okay, roads lead to McDonald's, but that don't mean you picking any food up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you got the option to have options, the option to have relationships, doesn't mean you actually do it.
No, I understand that. It's better to have the option to do it.
Options mean you have things to choose from. Options mean that you have something that you can exercise if you want to. Whatever the case may be, there's a choice that's presented.
I mean, then not have the option to do it. Am I right?
Okay, but Game Changer, remember our topic. I understand what you're saying, but the main topic is you're not a person that goes around talking like Jamie Foxx. That's not what you do historically from what I know about you. You're not the person talking.
We complain about black men having huge platforms to speak on behalf of us, but we still complaining when they actually speak. Like,
have a different political view than Jamie Foxx. Like a brother like you, we understand there are black men like you, and we don't have a problem with that. The problem is if you talk about, like, you're more pro-black male than anything, which is okay. I mean, it may not be okay for real pro-blacks because a pro-black is pro-black everything, like, which is what I am identified as now. But you are not a hypocrite like Jamie Foxx is. And that's the issue is, like, we don't have a problem with what you're saying.
Jamie Foxx is not a hypocrite just solely based on the fact of who he stick his dick in. He is not.
But you're not Jamie Foxx. Protect all black women. We love, like Johnny Matrix, we love black women. But at the same time, you're doing something that's non-black. And it's an open secret. Like, most choir directors in the 80s and 90s in the black church that were homosexual, talking about they want men and women to be together and all that, but they were really gay. We're not talking. See, you're not a hypocrite like those other people are. And so that's why I'm understanding, like, I don't.
Honestly, I would rather a gay like, not that I'm in charge or represent gay people or anything like that, but I'd rather hear a gay man talk like that than to say some bullshit like straight black men are the cancer of the black community. I mean, damn. I wonder did O'Shea address that? Maybe he did. I don't know. But, I mean, shit.
Understand, like, you're not like Jimmy Foxx. That's not you. You're a hypocrite.
Okay, so, I mean, should a person really stop wanting to protect black women because he found comfort in a non-black woman?
Yeah, like, okay, let me put this scenario out there for you. What if a black man is walking with his white girlfriend and he sees a black girl getting attacked and he jumps in and protects her? He jumps in and saves the day. Is O'Shea and George Macon and LAR movement going to say, oh, well, he wasn't supposed to do that because, he talk black and he act white. He was acting black, but he sleeps white. It's stupid. And let me remind you once again of what I said at the beginning. It seems like every time a white person says anything slightly pro-black, there's a cavalcade of black folks that, support and get behind that person. Oh, he gets it. White woman, she gets it, So the whole thing is a contradiction. That question is a massive contradiction, for the wider scale of people.
Like, I mean, would he be a better person if he were to meet a white woman and then say, F them black women? Like, I mean, so, like, what's the alternative?
Okay, Game Changer, hold on one second. Game Changer, we already know you don't really give a damn about no damn black. Hold on, I'm going to come back to him, though, brother. My brother Jay Shine. I like Game Changer, though. Game Changer is smart. He's savvy.
Game Changer.
He's savvy, though. Game Changer, email me, bro. We're going to do an interview. Because Game Changer.
I mean, at least he's offering some type of promotion to Game Changer. I will say that. But, I'm going to stop this video right here because I'm not going to react to 4 hours. I got to get to bed anyway. And, I got to get my day started because my day ain't going to be very long anyway tomorrow, but it's got to be early. And, I'm studying to do bigger and better things, even at my old age. But, tell y'all something. Let me go back. Weather says, so the space is dead, or I think everybody dipped with the bag, Kev, LOL. Let me tell you something. Because of Louis Theroux doing that Inside the Manosphere special on Netflix, which picked the goofiest goddamn voices he could find to put on that special. And the solution would have been, instead of talking to dumbass Myron Gaines and dumbass Sneeko, he should have talked to some of the guys who watch these content creators and heard out whatever concerns those guys have. So Louis Theroux, what he thought he was doing, he was bringing awareness. But what he did was he created about at least 50 more content creators when he did that shit. So Louis Theroux wasn't trying to bring awareness to a bad situation. Louis Theroux was doing exactly what we just saw, pandering. He was pandering. And, you know, like the white folks that say something slightly pro-black and they get all accepted, Louis Theroux, I mean, a lot of black folks that hate this space over here hopped on his nuts as well. So, no, the space isn't dead. It's just that a lot of people dried up the space and took it for what it's worth. Although I don't really consider myself an advocate, so to speak, for the space. And, you know, I'm not trying to do some dipshit move like, you know, oh, everybody talk about the space, I'm no longer part of it. You know, not like a mediocre tutorials and reviews, which I thought was a very cowardly move. You know, I also agree that men, especially black men, should take back our agency. We should reclaim our agency, especially with these dumbass gatekeepers and these guys that now want to be elder statesmen. Yes, I said a lot of profane things with these guys. And if any one of these guys were to respond, I would fully understand. I did not do this for clout. We just need to call out this bullshit. When it's bullshit, yeah, call it out. If they don't like what I said, like I said, they know where I am. I got a comment section, and whenever I decide to open up the panel again, which I'm a little leery about because it's like when I try, like I was saying in the past, when I tried to have like certain subject matter, I would just have guys coming up here just rah, 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 my life, my personal life, whatever I want to talk about, rah, 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 rah. And, you know, that really like turned me off to like having panels, but I promise you guys real soon that one day I'm going to get over myself and I'm going to start having a couple panels here and there again. But I felt as if this needed my thorough examination. And you know what? At the end of it, I don't even really think that I did as good as I could, but I believe I did good enough. And that interpretation is up to the people who are watching. The people that are in the live chat right now, the people that are in the clouds, and the replay gang. Shout out to you guys as well. Damn. Where are you? Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power, you know? Shoot. Yeah, it'd have been good to have you around. So, but, you know, at the same time, man, I do get it. I understand life happens, you know, for each and every one of you. You know, shout out to guys like, you know, Chance Rogers, who's been here before, you know, as well. So my thing is like, although, you know, I will say that I'm not the spokesperson for black men, I do advocate for our agency. And if you want to be with a woman of another race, that is your right to do so, and no one can tell you otherwise. You know, not Umar, not LAR, not George Macon, and especially not O'Shea. You know, I do understand that George Macon is in the streets out here and he is assisting and helping with the youth, and he is making some community effort, just to give him the credit that, you know, where credit is due. But O'Shea ran. He did the very thing that he complained about the passport bros doing. He went to another country just to buy some pussy. And I'm not saying just to buy some pussy. He said he went to school or whatever. But you can't be a hypocrite in all this. Now, if he wants to get mad and he wants to pitch a fit like he does every time a person in his comment section disagrees with him, and then he want to take it out on a group of the whole group of black men, that's fine. But if either one of these guys got any problem with what I said, they can feel free to say my name. My name is Kevin. I usually go by Kev, and that is my real government first name. So I don't have anything to hide from you guys. It's just that. Yes, if you largely say stupid things without thinking about all of the variables that go with that, then you're being disingenuous. And you're being all the stuff that a lot of these guys, a lot of the things that you're being all the stuff that a lot of these guys said in the chat tonight. So, yeah, it's late. I gotta be up in a couple of hours. So, I appreciate you guys for showing up. Seriously, passport salvation. Let me get these last few comments. O'Shea is a passport bro himself, and he's a stepdad. He's a stepdad. Ooh, shit. Wow. I mean, whatever his life choices is, that's whatever on that. Okay, let me say, yep, the Manosphere documentary was done more than a hit piece, and when those tethers Abba and Preach co-signed it. Didn't Abba fuck up himself? All the shit he talking about, the red pill and all that. Then he turns around and does something very blue pill. These blue pilled warriors. Going back to colorism, that's always been a KK Keisha issue. They wish they were white women despite their claims of black girl magic. Prove me wrong. I mean, if you're wearing blonde wigs and you're doing skin lightening shit, then hey, that deserves a question. Because I've never seen a white woman wear an afro wig or afro weave. Chaos Rain, what's good, man? He said he adopted some chick who was already an adult. Wow, for what? yeah, but anything I missed? Anything I missed? O'Shea is full of shit. He will get no credit and most likely might get murked. You talking about George Macon? The mofos are mentally on the plantation, just like the Keishas. Yeah, all of this is left up to interpretation. I mean, I do appreciate the discourse in the chat, but you know what? I do not. If it'd be different if he was with a white woman and he was talking all this shit about black folks and what black folks should do and how stupid black folks are, and I'm glad I'm away from them niggas, blah blah blah. I mean, you have literal black women actually doing that, and these same guys have absolutely nothing to say about that, and that's some clown shit. But I've already said a lot. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have much to say as well. Shout out to those who came through, whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, whether you like me or whether you hate me. The fact of the matter is I use cold calculating logic. If you challenge me, you better come correct. That's all I'm saying, because I am sick of the bullshit. Period. That's just all there is to it. Black men, shout out to you. Reclaim your agency. And don't let these old gatekeeper, wannabe elder statesmen tell you any fucking thing. With that being said, I'm out. And I'm going back to an old end saying that I used to do. When you don't give up, you win. Peace out.